Hello. Oh, I am all oriented weird because I got to go get my charger. Give me a second. Let me fix this. There we go. Much better. Hello. Don't know if anyone's popped in yet. Got lots of drink. I'm actually mixing myself some G Fuel. Because I'm going to be talking a lot. In this stream, as such, hydration has suddenly become extremely important. Oh my god, my thing's being all fucked up. Give me a second. I gotta mess with my settings. Oh, this is so annoying. There we go. Fixed it. Okay, now I'm oriented right. How's it going, Ren? You're always like the first person who shows up. I love to see it. How's it going? I heard back from Twitter, from YouTube through Twitter, and basically they just said, oh man, that sucks. Oh well, it's gone. Better luck next time, buddy. So from here on out, every time I do rolls or anything important on a stream, I'm going to stream and record it. So now getting that second graphics card is going to be very high priority for me. Because that sucked. But it is what it is. Now it's just a memory I hold with only my most devout followers. Those who were there. You know who you are. Also, I saw this on Twitter. Tomorrow is Mudbunk's birthday. Fucking love to see it. We're gonna celebrate it. Oh, that's right. I have a new stream schedule. I can put that up. Give me a second. I'm actually doing these again. I'm finally to a point where I can do this. Yay! Stream schedule! Tonight, we're gonna start, most likely not finish, but start going through the Arknights Guiding Ahead side story. I really want to go through it. And I usually go through them on my own time. But I want to try doing it with you guys. I want to try going through it with you guys. That sounds like fun. That sounds enjoyable. Good thing you watched the VODs after before it got blooped out of existence. Exactly. It just disappeared, man. It was so weird. Nobody had access to my account. I'm a small YouTuber. Even that's one thing they were talking here. I could actually just pull it up. Let me open this. Where is it? There we go. Okay, give me a second. Here it is. Let me shrink down out of the way. I can show you guys basically how the conversation went. Because it's pretty simple. Started off with me just messaging Twitter YouTube creators, because like YouTube used to have a YouTube support Twitter account where you could message them if you needed quick connectivity with somebody who can help. They asked for a URL. I shared the URL to the VOD and to my channel, and we can now scroll through this. They basically say if it's deleted from your end, we can't retrieve it. If your account was compromised, let me know to point you in the right direction. I'm like, I didn't delete it. Obviously, I wouldn't delete it. I wanted to download it, and that's when I realized it was gone. And then they were like, have you received an email with details on why your video was banned? Well, here's the thing. I'm gonna be careful not to dox myself here. Here we go. This is my YouTube channel's dashboard. You can see a whole bunch of stuff, my videos, comments, subscribers, insider support that nobody asks for, latest video performance, blah blah blah. Right here, if your channel has a video deleted for some reason, it'll show up here. I only have one active community guideline strike, and it's because in one stream, this was 8 months ago, almost to the day, when Viking came back to Strive, the thumbnail, YouTube's automatic detection thing is like, Spikins' boobies are showing too much. I'm like, that's a screenshot of the in-game, but okay, I guess. So I just made her bigger so that the words blocked off part of her boobies, and then it was fine. That's the only community strike that I have. That is the only instance of YouTube, like, removing anything. So I was like, no emails, notifications, dashboard's empty, and then they're like, do you share access to your account? Because if you have editors or high-tier moderators and stuff like that, you can actually share access to your account so that they can edit stuff too on their end to keep things running smooth. Obviously, I don't even have 1,000 subscribers. You think I can afford an editor? And eventually they're like, thanks for confirming. It's already deleted. The action is permanent. You can't recover it. Let us know if you need anything else. I'm like, wow. Thanks. Appreciate all the support there, YouTube. You're really looking out for me. So much for you. What's the old saying go? It's like, you can't delete anything you put on the internet. That's a fucking lie. Apparently. Turns out it's really easy to just have things on the internet disappear from existence. You don't even have to try, it just happens. How's it going, Ren? That whole fiasco's over. I'm just gonna move on, not think about it anymore. It had me really upset for like 2 days, and I'm like, I can't live like this. I cannot just tear myself apart. It was out of my control. I did everything I could. I contacted people. If it's not gonna work, it is what it is. Let's get Arknights open. That's not Arknights, that's my stream. Silly computer. There we go. I got these chips at the local gas station. Well, not the local gas station. There's a bunch of local gas stations. At the one I go to, they have now hot ones, like spicy wings flavored Pringles. And oh, they're so tasty. They're so good, dude. But, tomorrow, for the stream, I'm actually going to be doing some 3D modeling. I want to make a dice tower. I play D&D a lot, and I want to make a 3D model of a dice tower because I have like 3 buddies that have 3D printers, and I'm thinking of making it related to Mudrock since tomorrow is Mudrock's birthday. That sounds like it'd be fun. That sounds like it would be a lot of fun. But we got to jam out to this for a little bit. But we now get to go through the story. I actually don't know anything about this story. A lot of the stories I at least know a little bit about from stuff on like Twitter, people making posts, YouTube videos. Guiding Ahead is actually one I know nothing about. And the reason that I know nothing about it is, one, obviously I haven't watched anything like that, but two, I knew Mostama was involved, and I fucking love Mostama so goddamn much. So I wanted to actually get to experience it. So we're gonna do that. Got my drink. I'm gonna stop eating the chips because if I eat too many of these spicy chips back to back, I'm going to cough. Skip story to rush stages. It's true. You could do the story, like, personally for me, and this is what actually got me to start skipping story while I do the missions. I was doing the story at the same time I was doing the missions in A Walk in the Dust. And my God, I love that short story so much. It is the only reason why I dug so many rolls into getting Kelsey. I needed to get her. I needed to get her after that story. But I kind of went mission after mission after mission after mission. But the last mission was really, really hard. I did not have that many strong operators at the time. So defeating the Emperor's Blade Pursuer, that was difficult. It was a really fun mission. I genuinely loved that boss fight. But I had to take like a 4-hour pause in the story just to beat him. So I've kind of made a habit of going through the story almost like a movie instead of going through it at the same time as doing missions. Just for that reason. And also, when you are watching the story while you're doing the missions, it can take more than a day. of like downtime to do it. If I really wanted to like stretch content out for as long as I could do that. But I like the idea of separating the two, at least for a content point of view. Okay. Right place, right time. Many a guest has been invited to the distinguished Lateran Assembly, but make no mistake, some visitors are unwelcome, unrequested, and here of their own accord. I want to hear the music. Yes! Best song! This is my favorite song out of all of the Arknights background music. The man steps into the room. The woman in the wheelchair utters not a word. They're very pretty flowers. He tidies up the notes and documents scattered across the table. Swaps the withered flowers in the vase out for fresh ones. She continues reading her newly borrowed book as if she takes no notice of him. It is silent. Perhaps because all there is to say has long since been said, or perhaps because it is not yet time for that which shouldn't be said. I love this picture. Without warning, the man speaks. She'll be back soon. Wasting man. Quiet woman. The God he spent so long preparing for this meeting, of course she will. How long will you stay? I hope I don't mispronounce a lot of names and stuff until I finish what I must do. For all I can accomplish here is the delivery of the Lateran people's souls. I should go. Don't come back. Damn! The man stands silent for a while before turning and leaving the room. God dang! Harsh. Probably deserved. The woman pushes her wheelchair up to the window. Who is wheelchair woman? She opens it and looks out. She's watched the sun rise and set over Laterano countless times throughout this window frame. The city is as noisy as ever tonight. The Laterans being strangers to both tranquility and exhaustion. So what of tomorrow on? Love that song. Ooh. It's a nice place. Cecilia. Mama, drink some hot water. Good girl. Mama's alright. Aw, she's got a sick mama. I'll read you a storybook. Cecilia, my darling Cecilia. Mama really hates to leave you. Are you going to leave me? No. Mama's never ever wanted to leave you. She's just got no choice. Where are you going? Can I go with you too? Is that okay? You can't go where I'm... Oh, this is really sad. Holy shit. You can't go where I'm about to go, Cecilia. It's very cold, very lonely, and so empty. I'll go with you. I'll be with you so you won't be lonely. I'm sorry, Cecilia. Your childhood should have been so much more blessed. I have been blessed with you, Mama. Cecilia, Cecilia, listen now, listen. I'm listening. I won't be able to look after you soon. Someone will come pick you up. Go with him. He'll take you to Papa. Papa will look after you for me, okay? Can't you come with me? I bet Papa really wants to see you. Mama has something important to do, so I can't go with you. Aww. Once you see Papa, tell him that your mama really misses him too. Also tell him I'm sorry, okay? Mama, what are you sorry for? Listen to me. Listen to your mama, Cecilia. I will, Mama. Don't cry. Cecilia, my poor Cecilia, giving birth to you was the greatest blessing in my life. But what if you find it a lifelong curse? My child, my beloved daughter. Who will bless you, who can. Cecilia, my darling Cecilia, hide yourself. Don't let them find you. Run away, leave Laterano. Huh. The mother holds her daughter's hands. Through her eyes flash myriad emotions until finally all strength fades from them. And they slowly, gently fall shut. Sancta girl does not know what's happened. When she notices her mother's hands have turned cold, she clasps them together against her own chest, hoping to provide some warmth to her. Jesus, this one starts heavy. There's a knock on the door. Executor Federico of the Laterano Notarial Hall. On official business, please open the door. Cheery Legatus. Sir, your check-in at the guest house has been taken care of. That looks metal. The rest of your day is completely free. It might not be a bad idea to have a look around. You seemed quite eager the whole way. God damn, look at that dude! Lateran City has some very distinct architecture. That it does. See, wasn't it worth the trip? I suppose it was. What's the schedule for tomorrow? Your meeting with His Holiness, the Apostle, our Pope, is all set, so I'll be returning to the Basilica now. I'll fetch you tomorrow when it's time to meet him. Please enjoy your stay in Laterano during the conference. No need to worry about expenses. It is our honor to host VIPs from the world over. Columbia, I might just be grasping, but that kind of looks like one of the guys. No, there's no way this was one of the guys that was at the meeting in A Walk in the Dust. The world over. I sure don't see how gathering all these foreigners in one place is going to get anything done. Still, how could I refuse such a generous invitation from His Holiness? Might as well take advantage of his hospitality while I'm here. Excellent. Now, if you'll excuse me, feel free to take Laterano by storm. It's a very pretty city. I love all the art of it. God, it looks so nice. He's walking around. The architecture here sure is interesting. Colombia uses pillars like these too, but there's subtle difference. There are subtle differences. Seeing as if I'm here. What are they up to over there? She got a gun! All set up? All the angels got guns, that's right. I'm good, how's your end? Done. Izel? I don't know how to pronounce that. Izel? Have we dispersed everyone in the area? Oh, this guy. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Let's see if we can get him to say his name in his voice lines once we're done with this part of the mission, so then I'll know how to pronounce it correctly. All the citizens likely to be directly affected, yes. Those in the secondary effect range are confirmed to be notified as well. Shall we get started then? Current time is 10:22, March 15th, 1099. The following act of demolition is carried out with Reserve Executor Izel of the Notarial Hall as witness. They're gonna just blow shit up? Alright, here goes. 3. What are those 3 Sancta doing standing around that pillar? 2. You 3 are the only ones around here. What gives? 1. Fire. Huh? Where'd you come from? Uh-oh. What was that explosion? Something's coming down. Save me. Save me. Eek. I have to... What? Pillar's falling a lot slower now. Save. Cram it. Let me see her! Smack a bitch. Eek. Time manipulation. Only one person I know does that. Huff, huff. That scared the skin off me. What kind of crazy place is Laterano? Whoever you are, Liberi, thank you for rescuing me. What's your name? Find me at the Colombian Provisional Association and I'll return the favor. There she is! Oh, I love her hood. She's called Shimmering Vigil. That's right. She hates all the fucking nicknames given to her. Shimmering Vigil. Lateran names sure do sound silly sometimes. That's not my name. Hi, you're okay, right? Thanks, you two. That could have been a disaster. Thank you for your aid. Very formally known as Shimmering Vigil. You're welcome. So, what's going on here, though? Bombings in the middle of the day? Don't tell me you have extremists sneaking in. It's demolition, my guy. They said it out loud. Something's been on my mind. Go on. Do you think this pillar is absolutely perfectly positioned or no? I would say so. Fully embodies Laterano's architectural aesthetics. So she's going to come up with some bullshit reason to blow it up. I can't help but want to see what would happen if we blew it up. I have to admit, it's a fine idea. But the conference is starting soon, right? I heard there'll be a lot of people from afar. I think His Holiness even said we should show some restraint for a while. He did. However, he said show some restraint, not don't do anything. That's a fair chain of thought. I get that His Holiness is hoping to give the visitors a good impression, but, my dear friend, what do you say to my humblest of opinions? I think a good impression must be based on reality. Not a very sedate Lateran citizen. You couldn't be more correct, my friend. They blew it up just because they fucking felt like it. Fair. So we filed the notarial hall, got our executor here to witness for us, and evacuated everybody nearby before giving this beautiful pillar just the perfect blast. Except we never expected you to show up right at that moment. We're so sorry, esteemed sir, for unwittingly doing you harm. You set off an explosion on a nomadic city street and filed with the government for an official witness? Were you Laterans always this uninhibited? Of course, we abide by the commandments and all relevant regulations, but if it's not explicitly forbidden, anything's fair game, and Lateran City values and protects every citizen's rights. That's a fair point. That is a fair mindset to have. Don't worry, sir. Just your average everyday explosion, perfectly normal, nothing to see, nothing of note. What if someone gets hurt? We know our limits. That said, I'd also like to extend my apologies to you for this accident. Truly sorry, sir. Maybe it hasn't quite sunk in for you yet, but believe me, stay long enough and you'll learn to love this city. I think I can live without that sinking in. And there you have it. Welcome to Laterano, sir. Look at her, she's so happy. I love Mostama. I love her little hood. Oh. We blown more stuff up. Who's this guy? Tut tut. If it isn't Mostama, just what is her ability? Is she slowing down time or merely tricking people into perceiving it that way? Blows my mind every time. Even Oren, what's going on over there? I almost said even. Not much, just a normal day in my lovely hometown. Though I did get a better show than expected. The others are waiting for us. I know, let's go. Still gush over Sancta character designs. I love them so much. God, look at that. That looks so pretty. The Legati. A special messenger division established under the auspices of the incumbent Pope. Hi, Zekin. How's it going? Laterano had previously held a detached position, maintaining neutrality among the Central Powers. As such, Lateran officials were sometimes tasked by foreign powers with relaying critical information between different parties in the course of diplomacy. This role was normalized and institutionalized with the establishment of the Legatus system. They have become a special force moving between the nations. With Laterano's absolute neutrality as a foundation, the Legati aim to promote the circulation of important information between countries. 1098. By the Legati, the Pope sends an invitation to all nations of Terra. Gather for a conference at Laterano. I invite every nation to dispatch its envoys for a discussion regarding the collective security. 1099. The Legatus system celebrates its 13th anniversary. In March of that year, Legati from all across Terra proceed for Laterano together with the envoys of numerous nations. Cool. One of those two just now seemed a lot like a Pontifica cohorse, and the other, is that a Legatus? Strange combination. Zell, what are you gonna stick around now that your witness work's done? Don't worry, we'll rebuild the pillar good as new, just like we wrote in our application. This pillar's great. I feel like blowing it up. Don't worry, we'll put it back together afterwards. Love that mindset. Just kind of feel like it. Good, I'll leave it to you then. I'll be going now. Still got quite a bit on my plate. That you do, Executor. No, Executor is the other one. Forget what this guy's code name is. Just to confirm, I'm looking for a will registered by someone who's passed away? Oh no, it's the mama. No. Poor Cecilia Federico. That's Executor. Typical single woman's residence with no trace of any other occupants. That's right, she said to run and hide. In the bedroom, her body lies serenely. No signs of poisoning, no signs of violence. Federico here. Female citizen's body discovered at 7265 Via Thervasius, Pagus Stevanus. These are some wild names. Preliminary determination of the cause of death, natural. Please notify the Ecclesia Requietum of the Pegasus to come and inter the remains. Oh, that's a mouthful. Preliminary search found no last will and testament. Please initiate new assignment. Confirm deceased's identity. Search for will according to any pre-registered information. Federico out. So this is how everything starts coming together. Cecilia, oh. I want to give her a hug. Don't go out. Don't let anyone else find you. Never ever approach anyone in uniform. That's what Mama said. Is the uniform man gone or still here? It's alright. When someone visits, just take a nap on your little sofa, just like always. You can go back to Mama when you wake up. So she's hiding her. I wonder why. I notice her... Like, I know a lot of the Sancta have very differing halos, but her halo, like, had these lines through it. It looks cool as hell. Don't panic, Cecilia. Why are you so worried? Why can't you fall asleep? It's okay. It's okay. You just need to wait for the stranger to leave. It'll all be alright when you're with Mama again. God, that's so sad. Oh, is this the gathering? Oh, we got a Krut girl. Oh, we got some horse dudes. Yeah, wow. Got lots of people from all over the place. There's Kerrig. Seems things went pretty well in Sargon, huh? They sent out a whole bunch of envoys. Don't get me started. The Pashas are all eager enough with the problem. But the problem is none of them can agree on anything. I'm already thanking heaven they haven't started brawling yet. What about Kazimiras? Is that how that's pronounced? Kazimiras? I'm gonna look that up real fast. Here, this is the pronunciation.
Kazimierz.
Kazimirs. Kazimirs, okay. What about Kazimirs? Their military is sizable, no matter how you slice it. The Adeptus... God, this one's gonna be a mouthful. The Adeptus Sprowweed-Lewy. The Adeptus Sprowweed-Lewy turned down our proposal, but the KGCC was actually very interested. One rep even sought me out. We had a long chat. He understood the international situation as well as any legatus. He might even come in person if he's not too busy. I wonder if they're talking about... But enough about us. How about you, Oren? The situation in Victoria is anything but simple these days. I'm sure you've heard a thing or two. Duke Gododin and I get along fine, but it's less that he doesn't want to appoint anyone to be here and more that he can't. Everything's balanced on a knife's edge, more or less. Yan didn't dispatch anyone either, not that they didn't send a stream of gifts conveying our thanks to His Holiness. How very Yanese of them. Sounds about right. Kerrig actually sent out a few after rising to prominence these last 2 years, and every other nation's envoys are already here. To be honest, I never imagined this job would go so smoothly. Scared? A little bit. I wonder why. You haven't been legatus for too long, if I remember right. Less than 4 years, I guess. But our organization has been active for 30 years now. After all our efforts, I'd say every last one of us has earned these results. Besides, we're still a long way off from what we're hoping for. A true summit of nations, right? We need more than envoys showing up in the Lateran Basilica audience hall. We need the people in power, the ones who can actually change things. So save your nerves for the day we have to greet the big guns instead. Thanks for putting it like that. Now I've got no idea if I should be excited or terrified. Fair. Ooh, I like her outfit. Veliv. Veliv? I'm gonna say I must consult Google.
Veliv.
Veliv. Okay, it is Veliv. Okay, Veliv. I can't... If you can't... I can talk. I see you can't stop yourself from terrorizing the newbies, Oren. You wound me. Nothing to get keyed up about, even if that day really comes. I love their outfits. That's what we're qualified for, aren't we? Maybe so. So, are the acting legati of each region all present? We're only missing Mostama. Mostama. Ooh, I just happened to see her. What's she doing? Right now, taking in her native air again. Forget her. We were never counting on her to come anyway. That's right. There's a whole bunch of stuff about Mostama's past that I don't know. Hopefully we see some of it. She can report to His Holiness last, and we're good, just like always. That guy looks fucking sick. Apostolic Knight. Sanctitas Advenit. In a split second, the hall is silent and still. All of the messengers' gazes lie on one spot. The teacher of all Laterano, their guide, their spiritual leader. The Pope, I love his beard! Good morning, children. Have you had breakfast yet? Hell no. At lunch? Oh, back to Cecilia. Pious sister. I like their designs too, goddamn. Well, no sign of external force. It was likely due to illness. A pitiable soul. May she not ail so on the other side. Dimming sancta, your remains shall be conferred unto the ecclesia requietum, where you shall rest. Here, this was hung on the bedroom wall. Hand it to a member of the notarial hall. She looks so scared. Why did they take Mama away? What do I do? Cecilia casts her gaze to the entrance. You can't go out. You can't be found, or else you'll be in danger, Cecilia. You gotta wait for the person to come save you. That's what Mama said. But if Mama got taken away, she'll be in danger too? She doesn't understand. Fiametta? Wait, you're actually using my name for once? What gives? You don't like it? We're a fan of Shimmering Vigilin? Or do you want a new one? Fiametta's fine, thanks. Seriously though, what is it? Say, my lovely co-workers should be in the Lateran Basilica right about now, no? Reminiscing about me, maybe? If you're aware, then maybe you should show your face for once. I really like her outfit. I love the hood. Nah, forget it. I'll never get used to the ambiance in there. Besides, who'd want to see a living warning sign... Who'd want to see a living warning sign rock on in there? They'd just be uncomfortable. Since when do you care if other people are uncomfortable? She looks genuinely surprised. I'm not so bored I'd make myself unwelcome just for fun. Objection, case in point. I'll admit you're enjoying being back here a lot more than I expected, though. Really? Welcome to Laterano and all that. I think I'm just in high spirits. Probably from coming home after so long. Yeah, right. Haha, sure, whatever, let's go. Where to? To see her, of course. Who are they speaking of? Probably not Cecilia. Maybe she's in a different hospital. Oh, it's probably Wheelchair Girl. It's been ages since the last time you returned, after all. Follow me. Couple of pals. What's better than this? Just guys being dudes. I haven't been to this Pegasus too often. It seems not too far from the outskirts. I should be nearly there, right? 7265 via Thurvatius. Is that an Ecclesia Requietum hearse stopped by that door? Hello? Excuse me, sister. Calm down, young executor. Have you finished the inspection already? Correct. There's a sancta who departed us by illness. May I quickly verify the remains? God, it's so sad. Confirmation complete. The deceased is the homeowner, Fioria Laporta. My assignment mentioned no will was discovered nearby. May I ask if you noticed anything resembling one during inspection? We did not. However, this is for you. The notarial hall would wish to reclaim it, correct? Is this her patron firearm? Understood. I'll take it back with me. Thank you both. If you're done with the identity check and arms reclamation, please allow us to convey her to the Ecclesia Requietum. Very well. Thank you for your time. Identity of the deceased confirmed. If I want to find any pre-registration of a will through the notarial hall system... Right, I can do a long-range search from my terminal. Census addresses, homeowners... she didn't prepare a will? The diagnosis record states, given the illness, giving up on hospitalization treatment makes sense, but why wouldn't she leave a will? She didn't have anyone to leave it to. Cecilia! Is that a neighbor's child? Why is she hiding from me? Oh, did she fall? Watch out! What? Did she faint? But why? She only tripped. Bunch of people are just staring. Does anyone know who this child's parents are? Does she live nearby? Never seen her before. She passed out? Or if she bumped her head when she fell? I've never seen her either. Maybe she just moved in? I can ask around at the neighborhood hall. What for? If she's hit her head, then we need to get her to the hospital. You hurry and take her there, Executor. We live just around here. If her parents come looking, we'll point them straight to the hospital to find you. Perfect. Thank you all. Everybody's just getting along. What a great city. People just blowing things up because they feel like it. I didn't think Cecilia would run straight into an tutorial right outside her home. But now, Pacia. What else? Follow them, make sure she's safe, and get her out of the Notorial Hall's hands. Is that her father? Probably. Either that or a representative of her father. It might be Patya. Okay. Before we continue with the story. Say your name, Enforcer. Speak! Heard the Brawl of... You heard Code of Brawl gives a bit of context to the story? It did. There's a little bit of context that I know through Code of Brawl. Say your name. Say your name. Say your name. You didn't say his name anywhere. Oh well, I'll just look up his name next time it pops up. Google has been my guide so far. Alright, story. We continue. I'm gonna take a drink. That is some beautiful architecture. Yucatan, doesn't Lateran food bug you? At least, like, a little? Tastes here definitely lean on the sugary side compared to Keurig. Don't you like sweet though, Roos? Doesn't mean I can take everything sweet. Fair. Starting the Miss Keurig now. Oh! It's that bitch Rattados' fault. I'll blah blah grab every opportunity to re-establish our clan status. She didn't even come herself, throwing me under the sleigh out here. I feel... Did we not meet Rattados in the Break the Ice? I recognize that name. Showed the matriarch's trust in you. After that incident put us on the brink, it was your joint efforts with her that ensured Browntails held on. You got tossed off to the side. You just love living behind the scenes, don't you? Personally speaking, getting to see you shine is more than enough satisfaction for me. Ooh, when did you learn to talk so smooth? That aside, madame, this conference may turn out more fruitful than we expected. We didn't think so many countries would be here. It seems we might have underestimated Laterano's influence. Laterano is the most aesthetically pleasing story to your eye. I like it a lot, but I also like Iberia. Everything Iberia does is fucking so cool, too. Yeah, that does sound about right, but don't you change the subject. Who, mama? Who is this tall man? Scathing Lathanian. Ugh, do you not have eyes? You bumped into me, I think. Your Lathanian is an embarrassment. What corner of the hinterland did you scurry out from? Come from Keurig, and it's certainly not the hinterland. Keurig? What kind of place is Keurig? Lady Sharon, Keurig is the nation of the snow realm, the buffer zone between Victoria, Columbia, and Kazimierz. There's a country in those mountains? The very definition of hinterland. You think an envoy of a trifling glacial state has a standing to be flippant with me? A duchess? Madam, first, I have to stress again, Keurig isn't some hinterland like you keep saying. You can probably thank your own narrow mind that you've never heard of my country. Second, you're the one who bumped into me. You owe me an apology. You dare! Lady Sharon, we're in the Basilica. Lady Sharon, permit I remind you, you currently stand in Laterano, and not your Lathanian domain. And who are you? A Lateran legatus. What are you trying to tell me, legatus? This is the Basilica. What, do you intend to declare that as the host, Laterano sides with this provincial creature? Laterano sides with order. Therefore, Lady Sharon, you should apologize to Madame Scurus. You know my name? You expect me to know the names of all the diplomatic envoys, wouldn't you? Oh, then you must be well aware of who I am. Of course, Duchess Frances of Lathania. But permit, I remind you again, this is Laterano, Duchess. In Laterano, you are asked to honor the commandments and orderly abide the rule of law. No matter what privileges you enjoy in Lathanian, they do not exist nor apply in Laterano. Fair? This is how Laterano treats its guests? Yes. Follow the law, ma'am. If you're willing to be a guest of Laterano, Laterano will wholeheartedly treat you in kind. Ooh, she thinking. Oren, when did you start standing for Laterano, huh? As a Lateran legatus, do I not have that right? Not in the Basilica. Lady Sharon, please quell your anger. Don't you think it's a little late to be pacifying me, Cardinal? Your Grace, I beg you understanding the legatus who contradicted you will be given an appropriate punishment, and rest assured of the Laterano's goodwill during your stay in the guest house. Madame Scirius, I beg your pardon as well. This fault for this minor misunderstanding lies with our shortcomings. If you would be willing to magnanimously accept my apologies, I hope to invite you in a short while to the side rooms for a talk. Skirus looks at Yucatan, and Yucatan gives a subtle nod. Ha, Laterans, my. Alessa, God, there's so many names that I gotta pronounce. Alesso Matina, or Matina, please look after these 3 most important guests in my stead. Orin, come with me. Here comes the punishment. Alright. He's gonna get blown up and then put back together. Oh, I see wheelchair girl. There's a gun in that wheelchair. I guess they do take their not wheelchairs, their guns very seriously. It's like a holy thing, isn't it? Yes, the deceased in Pagus Stevenus did not leave behind a will or any prior registration of one. I'll return to the notarial hall in a bit and submit for double checking. Currently, I'm at Pagus Stevenus Central Hospital. No, I'm alright. I just found a girl injured in a fall. I'm taking her to be examined right now. No, I wasn't in a traffic accident. No, the parents aren't with her. She's still unconscious, and for the time being, we can't confirm her family circumstances. Once she wakes up, I'll bring her back to her guardians. Right, and if she doesn't wake up soon, I might need to use notarial hall privileges too. Pardon? I can consider this one of my practical assignments? Alright, I'll fill in all the documents after it's over. Pronouncing their names feels like they're trying to make you summon something from the underworld. It's literally speaking Latin half the time. It will summon something from the underworld if I'm not careful. Like, I change my tone a little too much, I'm gonna have either something really good or something really bad happen. Sorry for that. I'm finished. Okay, how to pronounce this guy's name? I could just call him Enforcer. Ezel. Okay. Simple enough. Sorry for that. I'm finished. Blabbermouth Hospital Attendant. I love the names. Is that right? The doc's physical checkup is done. No wounds anywhere, nothing on her head, so she probably wasn't a knock on her brain. But the girl does have a small fever. Odds are she was ill. She'll still need a few more tests before we're sure what caused her to pass out, but it won't be anything too bad. Doc set her up in Ward 2127. You can wait here for the examination results. I love how they're just walking around with a handgun on their side. It's such a normal thing for them because, like, the guns are such a... Like, I know about the law. That's one thing that I do know about in the world. And the guns are, like, sacred. It is not just, oh, they have guns. They have their gun. Not just any gun. It is theirs. She your sister? Are you on duty? Why are you bringing your little sister on an executor shift? I barely even see executors here in Stavonis. Yeah, she's a blabbermouth. She's not my sister. So why did you bring her here? Is she your target? Oh heavens, are you executors really that ruthless? You'd execute a little girl like that? What did she do? I only came across her in the street. She's not my target. She just lives in the vicinity, in all likelihood. Really? She must be new around here then. This is the only hospital in Stavonis, so all the kids that come here for checkups when they're sick, you should see the site of the consulting room at pediatrics whenever the seasons change. It's exhausting. Lucky I'm on shift at recovery next week. Have you heard of our recovery department? It's famous. The wheelchair rapid fire competition last year there. Oh, heavens me, I've never seen guns blaze that fast before. So suspect that must have been a gun night. A little bit young for it, though. Wheelchair's probably the girl. What's that look for? Didn't I tell you recovery was famous? We have multiple people from the Basilica all recuperating here. Did you just say the girl I brought was newly moved into Stavonis? Never seen her before. That's why, if she's not your sister, then a kid that small can't have come scampering from another Pagus, can she? Well, obviously there's a possibility I've never seen her by pure chance, but I can tell a girl like her falls ill day in and day out. I've seen too many of them. Where was I? Consulting in pediatrics? Listen, last week. God, she is a blabbermouth. Here you are gossiping with the family again. Elisa, the doctor wants you at the test center to pick up the results. On it. Bye-bye, blabbermouth. You made for good company. Just a fucking awkward smile. Thank God she's gone, but I wouldn't say it. Sheriff, You're sure you fetched the right report? Yes. Is there a problem? Never seen a blood analysis this strange before. Ooh, are we going to find out why she's being hidden? Once it's photocopied, send the original to the head doctor's office along with this note from me. Need to pay a visit to recovery. Okay. You want to go talk to the executor? Oh, is this guy? The attendant's headed for the head doctor's office. So what now, Patia? Oh, it is a girl. Maybe that's not a girl. That might be a guy. Either way. Allocate 2 to hold the report. Deliver her back. Don't go big. Just hold things off. Win a little time and we're fine. What about that doctor? Looks like he's gone for recovery, but not the end Cecilia's in. That works. This way, the executor will still be in the dark for now. Everyone else with me. We'll draw the executor away and get Cecilia out before the hospital's people reach her. Remember, move quickly. But don't be rough with Cecilia. She's our companion. Don't make her hate us. Poor Cecilia. Makes me want to give her a hug. Feels so bad. Mama, why do we need to go so far every time we meet Daddy? It's really dark now. Oh, is his dad not from... Because with Sancta, isn't like... There's like no half Sancta. If a Sancta has a child with another race, it will always be the other race. It has to be like 2 Sancta in order to be a Sancta because it's like really strict in the law or something like that. And that's why Mostama has horns. Whatever she did to become a fallen Sancta is basically transforming her into a Sarkaz. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Because Daddy's not able to come to Lateran City, he can't live with us. Why? Because he's different from us. And can't we stay with Daddy? Daddy wouldn't want you to stay with him, Cecilia. You'll understand when you're older. Why? Does Daddy not like me? Is it because I'm not good enough? If I'm a good girl, can Daddy be with us all the time? Cecilia, you have to trust Daddy. He loves you, even if he can't be by your side. Aww. Mama. You're awake. Where am I? You're in the hospital, miss. You fainted in the street, and I took you here since I couldn't find your parents. Hospital? Is this a hospital? No, you're wearing uniform. Mama said... Has your mama been telling you things? Come to think of it, when I first saw her, wasn't she hiding from me? It's alright, miss. I can take you to find your mama. I'm a good guy. You can help me find Mama? Mama got taken away by people in gowns. This might just be a kidnapping case. Is that why she was all alone there? Okay, little miss. Stay calm. I'm a Notorial Hall executor. I'll help you find your Mama. How did she get taken away? You're in Notorial Hall. That's right. I'm from the Notorial Hall. My name's Ezel. Look, here's my name tag. Will you really help me find Mama? Of course. What's your name? I'm Cecilia. What's wrong? Your halo. Yeah, I noticed her halo. What is this about? Even in the most downcast moods, Sanctus halos don't dim like this. Sanctus halos are like a physical thing. Unless. But a child this small wouldn't even have a patron firearm yet. What could explain this? No, beyond that. Cecilia, how do you feel? Is your halo? Sometimes it goes like this. Mama says I'm ill. It'll be fine soon. Ezel has realized something. Amidst her current pain, Cecilia is anxious about her missing mother too. But you cannot sense any of her pain nor anxiety relayed from her. That's right, Sancta can, like, communicate through their halos. Cecilia is without a doubt a Sancta. How could this be possible? Betcha she's like a half-breed. But I thought half-breeds couldn't exist. Cecilia, are you... Knock knock. Reserved hospital attendant. You this girl's relative? Functionally. Come with me. She's got somewhat special circumstances, and the doctor said he needs to talk to you in private. There's a strong gust of wind just now. I'll close the window in case she'd catch a cold. Of course. Alright, Cecilia, just get some rest. I'll be right back. Don't worry, Cecilia. We'll keep you company. I'm gonna take her. But it's most likely people being directed by some degree by her dad. The rooftop. You said Cecilia's circumstances were special. Special how? Well, we can't be exactly sure yet. We need to wait for the diagnosis. The doctor will be here shortly. Just hold on. We'll see what he has to say. Zella's big brain. I've already reported Cecilia's situation to the notarial hall. My colleagues are fast on their way. What? Tell me who you are. I'm an attendant, right? What are you talking about? The doctors will be here momentarily. Would a normal hospital attendant get nervous hearing the words notarial hall? So, you suckered me. I only needed to keep you here for a short while anyways. If I were you, I wouldn't be giving myself trouble. Patia said to be more gentle with Cecilia, but not with you. Patia, was it? You'd do well to forget that one. Come on out. Let's give our notarial hall man some break time. Here comes the combat! And then we kick their butt! Mostama and Chalter, like, just kill everybody. He's thinking with portals. He's got science on the mind. So you're able to move around without your wheelchair now? Lemuel. Guess you've been rehabilitated pretty well. Aw, she's very cute. I love her hair and the wings. And I think she has a flower in her gun that is on her lap in her wheelchair. Yes, I've been rehabilitating pretty well. Last year they had a wheelchair rapid firing contest, which I won. And then the doctors banned me from competing again. We'd have to look for a gun night to beat your firing skills, I think. Ah, that's nice to hear. Aw, she's so cute. I'd be even happier if someone learned how to say a few nice words to the sick, like my darling Fiametta here. Most of them are you just going to stand there pretending near the curtains? You know I'm not that type, Lemuel. What type? This is your first time back in 2 or 3 years. My memory's not that good. Fine. Lemuel fires better than anyone I know. Her skills are incredible. She looks almost pained. That's more like it. Is Elle doing alright in Longman? Saw her recently. She's doing great. I wonder if she's talking about Exia. You'd better not worry about yourself before her. And I'll copy those words right back at you. How long are you going to stay this time? They're probably referring to Code of Brawl when she was like shadow stalking Exia. How long are you going to stay this time? Dunno, really. It'll be at least until the conference is over. Wednesday after next, I think? Tuesday after. Oh, Tuesday. Otherwise, it's up to how that old weirdo feels. Who knows if he'll send me on some weird and wacky assignment next. You just call His Holiness. He's not gonna mind, Fiametta. If you want to stay for a bit longer, I could help you there. That's so. Did you figure it out already? Figure what out? What are you two talking about? Did you really not realize, Fiametta? Who we've been handing our reports to for the last half year? Was it that obvious? What? Lemuel, you got a job at the Lateran Church? While you're still in rehab? Don't worry, it's just some secretary work. How long will you stick with it? Not sure yet. Will you return to the garden? Little chance of that now. Aw. Your marksmanship overlooked just like that. It's mind-boggling waste. I wonder if she'll become an operator in the future. You judged me so highly, Fiametta, even though I messed it all up. That wasn't your fault. I want to find out what wasn't her fault. It wasn't yours either. Don't stretch yourself too thin. The day will come when I settle the matter with him. Oh well, Mostama. Can I rub your horns? No. Spoil sport. Aww. Lemuel gazes out the window as Mostama stands beside it, idly praying with the flowers in her hands. Aww. In a flash, Fiametta returns to a time before. Sun shines ever bright and beautiful during a Lateran springtime, and a hint of chill rides the air. Those those flowers are so pretty. Through the window, she spots the roof of church buildings large and small. Here and there, now and then, foul beasts streak across the sky. I imagine it's talking about birds. Lemuel is peaceful in any ordinary time, occasionally uttering a remark or two. Around her, the atmosphere softens. The standoffish Mostama relaxes without realizing, unable to sense the smile she lets slip. Just as always. As if none of it ever happened before. Even happened before. I can't tell what it was, I just clicked too fast, but it's only an illusion. After that night, not a night more could she soundly sleep. I want to know, why'd Mostama become a fallen angel? And why is Lemuel in a wheelchair? Something's on my mind, Lemuel. Does this hospital have all that many volunteers? I suppose so. Come in. Signora Lemuel, I want you to look at this. Oh, you have visitors? It's alright. They're old war buddies of mine. War buddies, you don't mean... That's right. In that case, maybe all three of you could take a look at these test results. What's it gonna be? They're consulting her. Interesting. Oren, do you know what you're doing? Maybe you'll be kind enough to tell me. She's not going to think of your methods as just personal conduct. She'll be thinking we're going out of our way to exhibit the Lateran stance. Slip up for a moment and this becomes a diplomatic incident. True. Isn't that exactly what you want? Conflict leads to issues. Issues require resolution. Resolution needs a channel. Laterano's providing a whole new way to resolve issues. And we provide this method under two prerequisites. That what we say has to carry enough weight, and what we say has to be appropriate. Right, Laterano needs to have an appropriate stance. If all we brought to the table was an ordinary roll of the dice, who'd need Laterano? Fair. Wouldn't you say, Your Holiness? They're bickering like siblings. Do you agree with him, Vel? He's pretending to be smart. The reason Laterano stands upon this land, and the reason the Nunti Apostolici can cross all borders is that Laterano possesses faith. No, it's because Laterano itself that the Nunti Apostolici are given passage, Your Eminence. We all know clear as day that the true Lateran faith can't reach beyond the Sancta. I'm sorry, but it might let you down if you count on it to get things done. Oren, if you seek death, you can apply through the proper channels. Big fucking shit-eating grin on her face. Truthfully, I've never understood how you two managed to fight so much. It's like siblings. When I set out on my way back from Victoria to Laterano, Duke Gododin asked me a question, and I believe it is one I'm equipped to answer. He asked, does anywhere in Laterano suffice to draw me there? Your Holiness, when we're sat at the playing table, will the cards in our hand be enough? There's an apostolic knight. God, they look so cool. It's like the Casimir's knights, like on steroids with Sancta design. God, I love it. This is my aesthetic right here. I have a halo and a crown, all right? Your Holiness, Mostama wishes to speak with you. She states that what she must report cannot be heard by any other. Is she going to talk about the Cecilia? And I'll step out of your hair. You may go. I like his big old beard. Put it through. Understood. On the radio. Time sure does fly, Your Holiness. A good while, my child. Is Lemuel well? No hiding anything from you. We've seen something interesting here at the hospital. Go on. I saw the results of a physical checkup, and some of the signs look very familiar. Is she going to be like half Sancta in the way that Mostama's like changing? Not Sancta, half Sarkaz. Say no more before you return to the Basilica, Mostama. Understood. Fiametto, go find the person these results belong to. Don't split the party. It's never a good idea. Never. Another hospital Lemuen's recovering at is in Pegas Stavonis. Stavonis. Something that'd make most of them use a dedicated line. Oh, quit messing with me. He wants to know. He's interested. Cecilia, do you feel alright? My head really hurt before. It's a bit better now. Yeah, look, her, like, halo's splitting. In that case, I'll carry you out. Out? Who are you? Patia. We're your companion, Cecilia. There's someone waiting for you. I like their design, too. Mama? I'm afraid it's not her. Your mother won't come back, Cecilia. Why? I'm sorry, I can't explain it to you. But someone can. I'll take you to see him. I'm sorry, miss, but I want to find Mama first. I'm really not good with kids. Sorry, Cecilia. Whether you want to or not, I have to bring you away. You aren't safe here. Here's Enforcer. Cecilia! Ugh, too quick. Who are you? What are you doing with Cecilia? Not for you to know, Sancta. Cecilia was a companion of ours from the start. You're the one stealing her away. In that case, please tell me her parents' family name, her home address, identity number, and your blood or legal relationship to her. Notorial Hall brain rot. If you have proper grounds to leave with Cecilia, you can tell me, and I'll take it into account in my decision. If you were Liberi, I'd consider it, but Sancta like you, no chance. You bear the Lateran symbol. You're a Liberty of Laterana yourself. Why hate the Sancta? Let me tell you something. You Notorial Hall scumbag. Scumbag. The thing I hate second most in my life is when people like you selfishly assume it has to be a law of nature that every Liberi who lives in Laterano gets along great with Sancta. They're fighting. If you don't plan on elucidating your grounds, I won't let you take Cecilia. Not your call. I'll hold them off. You take Cecilia. Right. Sorry, Cecilia. Just bear with it. I don't want to. They fighting. It's an all-up brawl. What's happening? What was that explosion? And the smoke? Fiametta! The window. It must have been when... Hey, did he put a bomb? Smart. That's thinking ahead. That's thinking with portals. Goddamned executor. I'll give you a word of advice. If you truly care about Cecilia, then don't give her up to the Notorial Hall or the Lateran Church, or else you'll regret it. Cecilia, hold on tight. Right. But Cecilia, they're trying to take you to your dad. You gotta see your dad. You alright? Yes. Good. We need to break free of them then. Your papa. He wants to be with you. He's probably a sarcasm. They're not allowed in Laterano. Is he going to listen? Of course he won't. Sancta are a bunch of happy-go-lucky idiots, but the ones at the Notorial Hall don't even get the happy-go-lucky part. Whether he listens or not, we need to ensure Cecilia is in our hands before we can proceed. I swear, every character in the story's design is amazing. I love that outfit. And the hair. Looks so good. We need to notify the others ASAP. Arknights has some of the best character design, hands down. Already done. Huh? Well, I was talking to him just now. Oh, you wanted to hold him up so you could send word out. You can't outrun us. There's Fiametta. Why was the door to this ward open? Is that you, Patia? Oh, they know. Was there an 8-year-old Sancta girl staying in this ward? No. I heard an explosion on the way here. Did you have something to do with that? What's so weird about explosions in Laterana? Look at her face. Like, genuine anger. You're gonna be fucking judgy now? You really the Patia I know? Fiametta, the girl you're looking for is already out of the hospital. She's definitely not here. Why are you here? What, you get to show up in Stevenus Central Hospital, but I don't? God, so sassy. Are the guard looking for this girl too? Where do you get this information? I left the Pontifica cohorts long ago. Weren't you off being a Legatus bodyguard? What, now you're back in Latero again looking for some Sancta girl? Don't you just love being surrounded by Sancta? Liberty like you are all... Patia, what's happened to you since I left? Don't ask that like you actually care. Enough. You don't need to talk to me like that. If the girl's not here, I don't need to waste any more time with you either. God, that's a lot of passive aggression. Forget what happened to me. You should be wondering what you're doing, Fiametta, Miss Veteran. Is it Tisk Tisk? Yeah, Tisk Tisk, Patia. Here, I thought you loved your precious Fiametta. Here you are with her again, of all the things, and this is how cruel you treat her. What's it to you? What about the Notorial Hall kid? What's your plan? Don't get so gruff, Patia. I might have an even better solution. But I'll need another small favor from you. Oh boy, what's gonna be the small favor? Next part. I'm gonna eat. I got some mochi. I'm gonna eat a mochi. Hold on a moment, Mostuma. I'm eating food. When I was in town, we have a thrift store. Gets a lot of imported treats and stuff, one of which is a lot of things like mochi. I had a whole bunch of new stuff. This is bubble milk tea double layered mochi. It's interesting. It's it literally just tastes like boba. Just plain boba. And that's actually not bad. I like it. And you left just like that? There's no point bickering with her, and I'm half sure she was only there to hold me up anyway. If the girl's not in the hospital anymore, then we first need to confirm her whereabouts. How's your end? Took a shortcut. I'll be at the Basilica in a minute. If the situation allows, send an order to cooperate from the Lateran Church to the Notorial Hall. I questioned the hospital staff. It was a trainee executor who admitted the girl, said he picked up a lost girl and couldn't find her parents. Procedure dictates he bringing her back to the notarial hall. Even if he's not there yet, I can find his location through the hall system. Gotta say, you being so capable isn't good news for me. Oh yeah, and after you report, stay there in the Basilica for now. You don't need my help? No, I feel like something's waiting to happen. Fair. Didn't something already happen? Technically. You know who I'm talking about. Anyway, hang back there. You might be more useful to me that way. Are you worried about me? I just don't want you scampering all over the place. Let me conserve my energy. No problem, Shimmering Vigil. Use my real name. Phew. There's so many people here, which makes it harder to find us. This is Pegasus Ambrosius. Ambrosius. Have you been here before, Cecilia? Mama used to say she'd go to Ambrosius to buy things. Maybe she's here. Tell me more about your mama being taken. What exactly happened? Mama got ill this morning. I was talking to Mama, then someone came from the notarial hall with white clothes on. And after he left, people with gowns came in and took Mama away. The notarial hall. Could this really be a kidnapping case? Something doesn't feel right. Piece it together. You were there for it. Where were you then, Cecilia? Did they see you? Where did your papa go? Just going to help me find Mama? Not for certain. It's just if you tell me more, I might be able to find some leads. Cecilia, my darling Cecilia, you have to hide. Don't let them find you. In that case, please tell me her parents' family name, her home address, identity number, and your blood or legal relationship to her. If you have proper grounds to leave with Cecilia, you can. You can tell me, and I'll take it into my account in my decision. Hold on, Cecilia. Hold on, Cecilia. Hello? It's me. Yes, I'm in Pegasus Ambrosius right now. Right, I'm helping this child find her mother. Return to the notarial hall? Alright, I'll be roughly half an hour? Right, copy that. It's falling in place, Mr. It's Ezel, right? Yeah, Ezel. Are you going to take me to the notarial hall? That's right. Is something. She's gonna run off. Give you a word of advice. If you truly care about Cecilia, then don't give her to the notarial hall or the Lateran Church, or else you'll regret it. Cecilia, I'm guessing you don't want to go to the hall. Mama said I can't go there. But if they can tell me where Mama is, then I will. I can go. Mama's gotta know this. I'm really worried. Cecilia, let me ask you one more thing. Had you seen that Liberi from just now? No, I don't like her. Damn. Just give me a moment to think, and I'll be with you, okay? Cecilia's mother forbade her from going to the notarial hall or from approaching executors. An executor showed up before Cecilia's mother went missing. Cecilia's mother went missing. Cecilia was almost abducted by a suspicious Liberi, whose name is likely Patia. Patia said Cecilia cannot be given over to the notarial hall or the Lateran Church. And finally, something's wrong with Cecilia's halo. Piece it together. Would it even be possible for me to extricate myself from this at this point? No. Don't run away, Ezel. Think. What should you do? Mr. Ezel, in the hospital you said you would help me find Mama, is that true? Is that still true now? This can't be the only solution. It's true, Cecilia, I promised you. We're not going to the notarial hall. Do you still remember where your home is? I need to find someone else who knows your mother. I'll help you find her. That's my promise. Thank you, Mr. Ezel. He's going to piece it together when they get to the home. I don't know how to get back home from here. I've never been here before. But if we go back to where I saw you, mister, I know where my house is from there. Not a problem. We'll take a different route back to Stavonis. Here she is. Welcome back, Mostama. Time sure does fly, Your Holiness. What news do you bring this time? Relax, it won't be as bad as that one time. Here's the physical report I mentioned before. Last page is a brief from Stavonis Central's head doc. Considerably cautious wording. Mostama, what is your view? Going by the doctor who did the diagnosis and checkup, this report belongs to an 8-year-old Sancta girl. All the details point to her being a Sancta anyway. Empath index isn't too high, but considering her age and physical condition, it's within acceptable range. Question is these few figures here. My own checkups report similar results. But she's not even 12 yet, never held a patron firearm. It's hard to imagine she's got the ability to violate any commandments. Outward appearances shoot down any chance she's fallen either. Doesn't leave very many possibilities. Think you'd have a better idea than me. She's not fallen. Another possibility is it's just as at odds with her appearance. Progeny like that aren't able to obtain halos. That's what I remember. Like, half-breeds can't have halos and wings. Right, normally they can't, but we don't have many cases to go by anyways. Where is this child currently located? Where's Fiammetta? Kid's out of Stavonis Central Hospital. Fiammetta's tracing her. Apparently, it was one of the hall's trainee executors who checked her in. Veliv, Fiammetta wants you to order the Notorial Hall to cooperate. She's on her way there right now. The Notorial Hall. Silver linings, am I right? She just wants an order to cooperate? Is Fiammetta going alone to be enough? Is Fiammetta alone going to be enough? You forgot that big conference in the Basilica? You forget that big conference in the Basilica? Thought you were more cautious than that, Veliv. How much does this trainee executor know about the child? No way to be sure. Hospital describes him as just a conscientious guy who saw a lost child and did the right thing, at least when he admitted her. Let Fiammetta handle it for now. Yes, Your Holiness. Aren't you going to participate, Mostema? Not at the moment. While we were in Stavonis Central, Fiammetta met this Liberi, who used to be Pontifica cohorts too. She's likely made contact with that child, but according to the info Fiammetta sent back, it's not gone smoothly for her. Whatever it was she intended to do, or wanted to do. Either way, she definitely used some apostate language. Story makes you think back on facts previously stated and makes you question. Love it. You stay in the Basilica then. Yeah, because all I really know is in some big event, most likely war-related, Mostema broke a commandment. And the commandments basically state, like, you can't use your weapons to harm or kill other sancta. Like, unless there is specific and strict reasoning behind it. Even though the reasoning is strict, the law itself is flexible. What one thing might be considered wrong might be accepted in a different situation. That's like the biggest way to do it, is to go against the church and harm or kill another sancta. Well, no need to jump the gun. So I wonder if she killed somebody. And if she killed somebody, and that's what made her fallen, that's why she has the sancta stuff. But who did she kill? I could have sworn reading, like, somewhere that she didn't kill just one person, and it was a big event, like a big catastrophic event. And I swear it had something to do with Kazdel. But I could be wrong. I could just be mixing stories. And I wonder how Lemuel is involved. Because obviously, the way that they were wording it, they're insinuating that all three of them were involved in it somehow. And that they blame each other for what... Not they blame each other, they blame themselves. And Lemuel was like trying to tell them it's not their fault. Well, no need to jump the gun. Any issues with the envoys arriving? 2 detachments remain. Forecasts say that they will arrive on time. I really hope we get to see what happened. Very good then. We'll wait a bit. Ooh, music's ramping up. Panicked underling of Patia. Patia, we're sorry, we lost them. Forget it. He came to Pegasus Ambrosius on purpose. The crowds are massive here. And all the alleys. For what looks like a novice, this executor's got a surprisingly decent hand on the ropes. Ugh, this is a massive wrench in the plan. How could she fall straight into an executor's hands? It was just luck. Who could it be now? Orin? Is she involved with Orin? She is. Things are getting tricky, Patia. What are you calling to mock me for it? What, are you calling to mock me for it? Not all. Jokes are reserved for when things go without a hitch. I've got good news and bad news. Which do you want to hear first? You said you wouldn't joke. The bad news. Bad news is the Lateran Church caught wind already, and they're officially sending someone to intervene. Guess who got tasked? Fiammetta. Bingo. I'm eager to hear what the good news could be. Good news is, it's just Fiammetta. Most of them has been kept at the Basilica. That counts as good enough. But the news I want to hear is what you are doing right now. Real sharp of you, because most of them is left behind. Me and her have switched report times. Which means I'm free right now. How's that? Jumping for joy? Not a chance in hell. Also, Orin, I'm warning you. Stop acting like you've got such a wealth of experience. I joined up with the guide long before you did. Interesting. Alright, got it. I know I could never compete with you, Miss Vetter. Hey, don't hang up. Hold on, listen. I need you to hold Fiammetta off. What about you? I'll be fetching Cecilia. Why don't you hold Fiametta off and I fetch Cecilia? Ease up on the temper, okay? You know exactly why. Besides, if you intercept Fiametta, then no one's harmed even if you fail, and if I go handle that executor, the chances I succeed are better than yours. Yeah, just talk to Fiametta. Everyone will understand. Do you hate the Sancta, Paisha? Why are you asking? Answer the question. I don't hate Sancta. What I hate is Liberi who put them up on an altar with absolutely no self-awareness. If you don't care about Sancta, then you'll never know what makes them tick. What are you trying to say? You can get that executor to hand Cecilia to you because you're Sancta, just like that? You've got it all wrong. Halos allow Sancta to sense each other and better understand each other. But that's not to say we all get to live happy, we all have a happy hive mind. Emotional links, ones that are a little too strong, can be a weakness at certain times. Sancta are just too accustomed to them, but once something abnormal happens to you, you get stuck with these tiny little doubts that crop up. Is that why you're on our side? On your side? Nah, Paisha, I'm not on your side. We're just going the same way by pure coincidence. Orin, who are you on comms with? You really love rooftops, Mostama. She does. She starts guiding ahead on a rooftop, watching Exia. Same to you, all the Legati love rooftops, right? Why did news pop up? Oh, I saw you this morning. Props to you for that one. That was you, huh? This is the music that plays whenever there's building angst. That was you, huh? Thought I was staring at someone's rooftop planters. Huh? Come on. Don't I look good? That's the latest fashion in Victoria. All I know is fashion doesn't mean dyeing your hair, so it clashes with all of you. Such a Victoria-phile, Orin. Comes with the job. The glorious Nunti Apostolici. I have no idea if I'm pronouncing that right. Nunti Apostolici. It's probably Apostolici. Demand a certain bearing. Want to guess at my job then? Are you curious why I went to see the old weirdo out of nowhere? It's so secret it might just sink Laterano. Stop. I don't want to know. You don't? I was really hoping I'd get another helping hand. Instead of meeting up with Fiametta, you're going to recruit him? Don't be like that, Veliv. I'm devoted to you, heart and soul. Now one more disgusting joke out of you, Argiolus. Come on, even I have feelings. Wow, that's the first I've heard of them. If you two have the time to chat, you'd better spend it rewriting your reports. Is something wrong with my report? Guess how many seconds it took me to read it. Can't you combine my word count with Fiametta's? We've written 10k or so if you add us together. I'll have you know, I spent 5 hours scribbling away like a monk. Most of them has returned to Laterano more times than you had. True facts in there. And I wouldn't mind reducing your allowance to match it. I'm really worried, Orin. Penny for your thoughts, Mostama. What if Lemuel ends up like Veliv eventually? You know how to paint a scary picture. I'm getting shivers. Got so much back and forth. Look at that fucking smile. Seems like you two have all the time in the world. Orin's a busy bee, don't you know? That's right. I'm busy, in fact. It's about time I get going. Till next time, my dear Veliv. I bring you some chorus fingers. I'll bring you some chorus fingers. I don't know if that's how you pronounce that, but I have a feeling I'm never going to have to pronounce that again. What are you looking at me for? I wasn't laughing. Orin Argiolus, pray you do not fall into my hands. It's such a flirt. All of them, like literally every character is bantering and bickering like children. Everyone is. I love it. There's so much passive aggressive. It feels like comfortable passive aggressive. Like it's angst, not genuine anger. Signora Fiametta, Izel's already on his way back to the hall. If we could just ask you wait a bit longer. Sorry. I'll bring you some tea. I'm fine. Do you personally know Izel? I do. He's a trainee under me. All right. You can call me Richelle. Richelle? Richelle? Gotta consult the Google. How to pronounce? Let's hear it.
Richel.
Richel. Okay. Now we know. Richel. How's this work? Anything dubious ordinarily? Dubious. Does refusing to work overtime count? He's always gone like a ghost the moment we clock out. I wonder what his thing is. He's fairly good at his work. His practical training period's almost over, too. He should be picking up a good score. I don't really mind him skipping overtime, though. He's a kid. Let him have his easy days. Once he gets onto field work, there's no line between on or off duty. That hits way too fucking close to home. Bring up his position. Really so suspicious of his own? I trust him well enough at this. Beep. Huh? Oh no. He really isn't moving for the notarial hall at all, huh? What's he doing? Let me see. With this orientation, he's heading back to Stavonis. Signora Fiammetta. Wait, if he really was up to something, he wouldn't leave his locator on. Just give this some thought, please. There's also the possibility this marker's a decoy. If he was faking the marker, then his decoy would be walking on back to the notarial hall like it should. Signora Fiammetta, please put your trust in the notarial hall's executors. Yeah, trust each other. Your banter's fun, but you gotta trust each other. The misunderstandings are gonna keep building up. I'm not saying I don't trust him. I work here too. Call it clearing him of suspicion. Typewriter with a screen. Haha. Oh, we've lost his signal. He only just now remembered he's still so young. But if it was off to begin with, I wouldn't have defended him. Fine luck, you little brat. Don't know what your plans are. But it's his deed, his to bear. Getting some education from you can't do him bad, Signora Fiammetta. Gotta teach them. When they're young, they gotta learn. It's Executor! Welcome back, Federico. Thank you. Real frantic day in Stavonis today, wouldn't you say? Was there a complication with the body? I guess the whole show's breezed right by you. The body's fine. The Ecclesia Requietum has it now. Don't you want to ask what's show? What show? Never mind. Forget I said anything. But now that Fioria lady's dead, your trail's run dry, hasn't it? There are other options. Like what? Rachel Colombo. Colombo? I require that you access Fioria La Portia's travel logs. Ooh, they're gonna start figuring stuff out. I'm loving this story so far. God, I hope we get more stuff on Fiammetta and Mostama's past and Lemuel. I want to know more about Lemuel. I love her design. I can give them a look up, but I just want you to know I'm not writing a report. I will submit an application and report in accordance with follow-up investigation procedure. Sure. Okay. Let's see. Huh? Did you find something? That's a curiosity. Come look at this. What is it? They're not going to let me know. It's going to jump to Fiammetta or Mostama or Cecilia. Probably Cecilia. Oh, no. Fiammetta. I was right. How long do you plan on following me? Drop the act. I've had more and more eyes on me since the moment I stepped out of the hall. You people should learn how to spy a little more subtly. Fair? Paisha. Come on, bicker some more. I like her design. I like it. I like the way they argue. What can you do? They're not from service backgrounds, and they haven't been trained for long. They're doing great for where they're at. Done pretending, Paisha? As long as you don't get in my way, I don't intend on bothering you. Look, we have our past. Let me give you a word of advice. No matter who you've seen, who's directing you, what you plan to do, it's still not too late to pull back. Who's directing me? And who's directing you, Fiammetta? Don't make an enemy of the Lateran Church, Paisha. And if I said my goal is to be an enemy of the Lateran Church, I can still act as though I never heard that. You're the same as before, aren't you? You'll protect anything and everything, just for a tiny bit of friendship. Poor thing. Shame I'm not who I used to be. She looks so grumpy. You can act like you didn't hear her, but I can't act like I didn't say it. Sassy. And then they fight. Cha-cha-cha. Battle in combat, back and forth. So much action. Action is coming. We're almost there, Cecilia. Do you know these streets? I've seen these houses before. There's a lot of the same houses. You just moved here recently? Move? I don't remember moving. Huh? Sorry, Mr. Ezel. Mom always took me outside at night. The roads look different in the dark. But I like to sneak peeks out the window to see what it's like outside. So I think I can do it. I'll try. It's okay, Cecilia. We'll find it. We haven't reached the place I met you yet. Oh? Yeah. Sorry, I was looking at the houses. I didn't see you. Aren't you that girl who fainted and went to the hospital this morning? Are you alright now? Oh, it's you. She's fine. Say, did anyone come looking for her? I stayed on watch until noon, but nobody showed up. It's strange. What are her parents up to? Cecilia says she lives right around here. You're sure you've never seen her? I definitely remember seeing such an adorable little girl. I suppose I didn't need to stand here worrying my head off anymore. Actually, going to talk with the neighborhood hall isn't the worst idea. If her family's just moved in here, then they'll be sure to have records. Ooh, lucky. That's Paula right there. Senora Paula over here. I love it. I love their little handgun. What's the matter? I'm running back to the hall right now, so let's walk and talk. Have we had any new households moving recently? Of course we have, but how recently are you talking? Do you remember roughly when you moved in, little miss? Didn't just move. Been living here a really long time. Huh? Little lady, can I have your name? I'm Cecilia. Doesn't make any sense. I've been working here for over a decade. If you moved in a long time ago. Cecilia, do you know your mom and papa's names? Mama's name is Fioria. What? Fioria? The one on Via Thervatius? Doesn't Fioria live alone? Fioria? Where did she get a child as big as you? But looking at you, you do bear a strong resemblance. It's odd. Illegitimate? Really? Cecilia, when you say you've been living here long, you mean with your mama? Yes. Are you looking for your mama? Yeah, I want to find mama. Well then, senior, you must be Fioria's relative or the like. Have you been fostering this girl out in the country? You've brought her here to see her mother? Never saw this coming. No wonder she'd always avoid any introduction. Such a grown child all this time. Excuse me, senior. Are you alright? Just about made it while we were talking. Fioria's house is right there. Should I knock on the door for you? 7265. Via Thervatius. You know the address then? Yes, I do. He pieced it together. Mr. Ezel, what's wrong? That look on your face. I'm fine. Cecilia? Let's get you home for now. Come on, let's go. The name. Ever since finding Cecilia, the surprises have come so fast it slipped my mind to even ask her, what's your mama's name? I know, mother. White-clothed executor. People in gowns. How do I tell Cecilia? Where do I take her to find her mama now? Poor guy. He just wanted to be helpful. He got in the way, but he's not trying to. She's got a grenade launcher. You're a Liberi. Why are you out to abduct a Sancta girl? You're a Liberi. Why are you protecting a Sancta girl? I'm protecting the commandments of Laterano. Commandments? When have the Sanctus commandments ever actually applied to Liberi? Fiametta, do you seriously believe Laterano and Liberi are a part of Laterano? What makes us not? I was born here. I grew up here. Listen, do you know what you're even saying, Patia? Of course I know. You're the one who hasn't got it straight. Liberi living in Laterano, I'll take the Lateran commandments as guiding principles. We believe in the Lateran teachings. We see Sancta as living miracles. Firearms, commandments, halos, empathy. Suppose they're all Sancta miracles, sure, but do they have a single thing to do with Lateran Liberi? Why do the Liberi have to believe in a miracle that will never ever come to us? All of Laterano, all of the Lateran Church belongs to nobody except the Sancta. Do you still not understand? Do you seriously believe you've become a part of them? Oh, that was a flashback. Too easy. That was a flashback and a half. Looks like you're not so staunch after all. She was carrying her. It has to be involved with her fall. Fiametta, think it over carefully. I'm begging you. I told you before, I came from Iberia. I knew I recognized her kind of look. God, I love Iberia's aesthetics too. Do you know what it's like there? I can tell you, a lot of Iberians are even more devout than the Laterans. What did they get for it? The people of Iberia had their fantasies of Laterano, thousands of miles away. That I can understand. But why are the Lateran Liberi right there within reach and still so delighted to give their lives for this bunch of Sancta partying about in their own closed-off golden age of forever? Why, Fiametta? Tell me. You. Get out of the way. I'm wasting my breath, aren't I? You have your views, Patia, and I have mine. Then tell me. Explain it. Why? Would you rather chase something you know you'll never reach? Why aren't you willing to give even one look behind? I don't know what you're talking about. Besides, is a smattering of words from me really going to change your mind? Someone's views are so easy to change and they can't be worth that much to begin with. Get out of the way. I know you're only here to stall me, but you know you can't hold me. We both have work to do. Your companions are practically no different from any civilian. Do you want them paying the price for you? You don't, Paisha, so get out of the way and save us both the effort. Damn. She's just distraught. We're home, Cecilia. I don't have the key. I can't get in. Mr. Zell, can you? Are you really okay? Do you feel bad? You've been looking down for a while. I'm fine. Let me get the door open. Yeah, of course he feels bad. He has to tell you your mom's dead. God. Why did the lady just now say you actually knew our address? Cecilia, do you recognize this firearm? This is Mama's guardian gun? Mr. Zell, why do you have Mama's gun? I'm sorry, Cecilia. Sorry for what? I don't really understand. You know where Mama is, don't you? Yes, I do. I'm sorry, Cecilia. I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm apologizing either. I'm sorry. Cecilia, your mother passed away. She's not here anymore. She's not here, where is she then? What does passed away mean? I remember this morning Mama said she was going somewhere and she couldn't take me with her. Did you go there with her, Mr. Zell? Can you take me there too, just once, just for a little bit? I won't be selfish and I'll listen to Mama and I won't stay there. Say I won't leave, so I just want to give her a hug. Can you let me see Mama one more time? I haven't said goodbye to her yet. What's happening? Why is she crying, Isolde? Just what did you do to a poor little girl? Protect her. Who are you? Hold on, that uniform. You're Legatus. Very sharp eyes, Signor Izel. By order of His Holiness the Pope, I'm here to take Cecilia to the Basilica. Whoops, forgot to introduce myself. My name's Oren Argiolus. If you want to check my identity, no harm in using your regulation terminal from the hall there. Oh no, forget that too. You turned it off, didn't you? How did you find this place then? Senior Azal, you underestimate a Legatus. You thought your movements would be hard to track, or did you think you were so thorough you left zero trace along the way? Your Excellency, if you're going to take Cecilia away, can I at least ask you a few questions first? Ha ha ha, you're funny, Senior. You think I have to answer what you ask? But I'm not such a cruel man, so shoot. Who's Cecilia? Was she born a fallen angel? Colorful imagination, he's all. But it's not as mysterious as you think. Cecilia's mixed blood, that's all. That's not possible. A Sancta's mixed blood child can't be a Sancta. That's what I remember! There are very few cases of Sancta mixing blood with other races, but it's not rare enough to alarm the Lateran Church. And when they do, it's always the race of the non-Sancta. You know the reason perfectly well then. Offspring of Sancta and other races don't become Sancta. Sancta and Feline's child turns out Feline. Sancta and Forte's child turns out Forte. Mixed Sancta offspring don't get their halo and wings of light when they say their first word, and they can't empathetically sense other Sancta. To put it simply, they won't have any of the Sancta's distinguishing features without exception. That's the generally accepted wisdom. Okay. Cecilia is an exception. She's a Sancta who shouldn't have turned out as one. My second question is, should Cecilia be taken to the Basilica, how the Lateran will treat her? I don't know. Don't give me that look, Izel. If I was going to lie to you, I'd feed you a much kinder one, no problem. But the reality is what you see. Cecilia is an exception. I couldn't tell you how the Pope's going to handle this. But this Holy Father of ours, I don't know what impression you have of him, but, well, at least as I'm given to understand, he's not known to use extreme methods. He's got a nice beard. Of course he's a kind guy. And look at how cute Cecilia is. How hard-hearted could someone have to be to harm her? True! Third question. Cannot entirely trust your answers. I wish to accompany Cecilia to the Basilica. Is that a question? Sorry, but that's the one question you'll have to forgive my answer on. Oren, what are you doing here? Fiametta showed up. In comes conflict. I'm gonna eat a chip. Nom, nom, nom. Hey, in my time zone in 20 minutes, it's Mudbonk's birthday. You'll love to see it. Mudbonk has carried me through many a mission. She must be celebrated. Alright. GA3. I'm gonna eat another mochi. Oops, I don't want to do the combat. I want to do the story. Oh, Fiametta. Seems like you're a bit of a mess. Yeah, she was just fighting like 30 people, including an old friend. None of your business. No need to get worked up. Could I sit down for a cup of tea? Enough of your jokes. Why are you here? Most of them never mentioned you were our support. Well, Valiv didn't give me an official order either. Personally, I'm more than willing to help, yeah? Mostoma says there's another group after the little girl. You've already run into them, is that right? You're part of that group, sir. More or less. After I heard from the Notorial Hall that Ezel cut a signal, I figured you might get intercepted. If you were to get caught out by the enemy, we'd end up losing the girl, no? I don't know why Mostoma isn't here to help you, but if she's pinned down, I figure I'll be doing her a favor. After all, it's not every day I get the opportunity to have the two of you in my debt. A few hopeless stragglers can't stop me. Cautious cruise sails for 10,000 years, Fiametta. Believes going to have a hold over you at this rate. Oh, that's a Yanese proverb. In other words, safety is born of caution, true? Stop trying to show off, Oren. You're so annoying when you talk like that. They bicker like siblings. I love it. I'm not kidding. I at least got to express my goodwill. The rest is up to you. Or do you perhaps need me to escort you, my sweet Fiametta? God, he's a flirt, too. No need. Goodbye, Oren. Bye, Oren. You're down bad. You're flirting with everybody. Executor Ezel, hand over the girl. Or he's just a flirt. Just being a flirt doesn't make you down bad. It's in your best interest to comply. Your name is Fiametta, right? Senior Fiametta, I have a request. Let's hear it then. No sudden movement? There's no telling how I might react. I know. It was suspicious of me to go against Richel's orders and turn off my terminal, but believe me, I haven't betrayed Laterana. The reason I didn't follow the Hall's exact orders was because I didn't want anything to happen to Cecilia, and I made a promise to her. How is that my problem? Please, just let me accompany you to the Basilica with Cecilia. If the Lateran wants an explanation for the situation, wouldn't it be more convenient to have me around? You're getting ahead of yourself. If you think you'll be able to influence how the Curia will handle this situation, you'll want to disabuse yourself of that. Going one step further, if you're thinking you could take the girl away if you don't like what the Lateran plans to do with her, not gonna happen, not in your wildest dreams. I wouldn't dare, I'm well aware of the Basilica's gun knights. I'm a Lateran executor, after all. I was concerned before because I didn't know what was happening with Cecilia or exactly who was after her. Now that I understand, I will comply with your arrangements. Alright. Her name is Cecilia. Can you walk? Ezel. Cecilia, I can carry you if you're too tired. I'll carry her. You're too slow. Master Ezel. Mr. Ezel, don't worry. Everything will be okay. Take care of him, Ezel. Take care of her. She's such a little precious baby. And her mama died and it's so sad. Dr. Ezel Pastore went to 7265 via Thervasius and Pagus Devonus this morning to verify an identity, record a will, and retrieve a patron firearm. Around noon, Ezel appeared in Stevonus Central Hospital, taking in an 8-year-old Sancta girl and departing in an unusual manner. The resident of 7265 Thervasius, Pagus Devonus, Fioria Laporta, died of illness this morning, and the body was moved to Ecclesia Requietum. I'm getting a hang of it! Only one individual is registered to 7265 via Thervasius, and the Census Pagus also records only one individual residing there. An investigation of 20 years of maintenance records at 7265 Thervasius revealed that a basement had been added 7 years ago with contractor documents indicating that the space would be for storage. This is a file photo of Fioria Laporta and surveillance footage of the girl that Ezel took to the hospital. You must have already reached a conclusion about where the girl came from. Additionally, according to the report submitted by Ezel this morning, Fioria Laporta did not have a will or an advance directive. The reason is quite clear. She hoped to avoid contact with the Notorial Hall. It is reasonable to infer that Fioria Laporta knew her time was short and sought to secure a future for her daughter. It's currently impossible to determine whether Ezel is the object of Fioria Laporta's entrustment, but based on Ezel's background, the probability is low. Combined with the information sent back by Fiametta, the more likely trustee should be astray. Mostoma, is this the reason you stayed behind on the Basilica? Just temporarily. Don't be so uptight, Vel. Cream Puff? He's a goon. An old goon. He's gonna talk to, yep, Paisha. Ooh, luckily we went for the most conservative option. Would have been awkward if Fiametta walked in on me getting rid of the Notorial Hall's men. Enough of your excuses. I'd avoid saying too much to that executor if I were you. Cecilia's already on the guide's side. That's just one executor, Paisha. Things haven't gotten so out of hand that I need to get personally involved. Plus, I think that executor's concerns are simple enough. He found the pity within him because his heart to waver, and couldn't bear to see a sweet girl suffer. Poor guy. Why didn't they just, when it was only a couple of them, why didn't they just explain, hey, her dad wants to have her, and since her mom's dead, by all rights, he should have her. But I imagine if her dad is what I'm guessing, and that's most likely a Sarkaz, the Sarkaz people are not in a good environment, and I can only imagine why his I'm assuming wife, or at least lover and daughter, were supposed to stay here, because he wouldn't want them being there, and if he's a Sarkaz, he's not allowed in the city. I'm pretty sure, like, the law is specifically against Sarkaz. Like, they're not allowed into the city. Like, there was, like, a tower or something, if I remember correctly, and it is, like, the central pillar of La Tirano, and it, like, either magically or artificially keeps any Sarkaz out. Plus, I think that Executor's concerns are simple enough. Found the pity within him to cause his heart to waver. Oh, I already read that. Now that we understand him, it's only a matter of time until he comes over. No violence necessary. If only Fiametta hadn't shown up so soon. That is to say, it's your fault for not stopping Fiametta, Paisha. Just kidding. But I do take pity on that one's luck. What was a little old thing is now very complicated. That's what happens when you get ahead of yourself. Is this, too, a trial given to us by the great and mighty Lateran? Are you a believer again? True believer wouldn't say something like that. Those sorts who treat hardships as trials, they all turn into a blessing from fate. There are quite a lot of believers like that around the two of you, aren't there? Take them over self-serving sancta like you all day. Any day. So, what's the plan now? Once Cecilia gets to the Basilica, is she going to come out again? Do we have some way to take her? One step at a time, Paisha. If we're talking about not wanting Cecilia to step foot in the Basilica, I'm even less inclined than you. But we haven't played all our cards, have we? Go. Tail Fiametta, but not too closely. What about you? I got plenty on my plate. Just found out that someone's looking for me, too. Popularity isn't all it's made up to be, you know? Don't go inviting trouble for me. He's quirky. It's a good way to put it. Oh boy, what's Executor up to? Alright, looks like the next clue of the chain is here. What do you plan to do? I will go to him. Even though I have no doubts about your strength, you're dealing with a well-connected legatus. You look pretty bad if you make something out of nothing. He's involved in this incident. We have to look into this precisely because he's involved, right? Sometimes I envy the way you see things. But what if he doesn't know anything? I need to investigate to be clear. That's true in any case. The fact that Legatus is involved at all warrants looking into, but I didn't expect... What I didn't expect is that Fioria, an ordinary and reclusive sancta, would provide us with so many leads. An undocumented girl, a Legatus, and a Sarkaz. Got it, baby! I fucking called it! I knew it! I figured it had to be. Because, like, I never see anything that, like, when a sancta falls, they become a Sarkaz. Sometimes they keep their halos and sometimes they keep their wings, but usually it gets broken and then they get a demon tail and horns. So if, like, she's being all fucked up, the only other time that they get transformed all weird is if they become a fallen angel. And they were asking if she's a fallen angel, and if she was a fallen angel, she would have to have something to do with Sarkaz. Alright then. Now that you're gone, don't blame me, Oren. I can't stop Federico. I'll put in a report for you. That's about all I can do. Damn, everyone's connected in some way. She's asleep. She's exhausted. You mentioned that you made her a promise. What was it? Yeah, both of them joined Rhodes Island now. That I'd like to help her find her mother. Her mother? Wait, didn't most of them say in the message that her mother is... Yes, dead. Saw the body with my own eyes in the back of the Ecclesia Requietum's hearse. Then why'd you promise her that? I didn't know at the time. And then, did you tell her? I did, but at her age, I'm not sure she understands the concepts of passing on or death. Isn't Executor also a fallen? I don't know. Is he? I don't think he is. I don't think they would... I know he has, like, the black wings and the black halo, but also he was one of, like, the first Sancta characters. I don't think he's a fallen. I could be wrong. But I don't think they would give a position of Executor to a fallen. Right? I don't know. We'll find out. I did, but at her age, I'm not sure she understands the concept of passing on her death. Must have been tough for you. And don't look so upset. I don't think the Pope will treat this girl too harshly. Her name is Cecilia. Signora Fiammetta. Just Fiammetta is fine. Miss Fiammetta, I was thinking after Cecilia goes to the Basilica, will she ever come out again? Can't promise you anything. The way I see things, all else aside, she has a halo. That makes her a Sancta. And when dealing with a Sancta, all must obey the commandments, be it the Lateran Curia or the Notarial Hall. At least that's what I believe. Even if she's undocumented. Is that really the main issue? Who knows? Might be possible to get her registered retroactively. It's true. But there's something wrong with Cecilia's halo. Not entirely sure how serious this whole mixed blood Sancta issue gets, but at least the Legate implied that Cecilia would be fine. A lot of foreign envoys have been gathering in Laterano lately, right? His Holiness has been preparing a major summit. Can't help but worry that Cecilia will be a target for someone trying to stir up trouble. Sounds like you've really thought this one through. Yeah? Coming from the other angle, what would the Lateran Curia do to prevent that from happening? Fiammetta, I don't know if I should even be thinking about these things, but I can't just not think. You'll have to pardon me for being blunt. That's the point of worrying about... Well, what's the point of worrying about all this? There ain't any part of it you can actually control. If you know that Cecilia is in danger, then you should also understand that for Cecilia, the Basilica is the safest place. You're right. Cecilia is waking up. Sorry, I fell asleep. Look at her, she's so precious. Did we wake you? No, I just... Giselle, is that your stomach growling? Want me to buy you a donut, Cecilia? Donut? Okay, thank you. Same. Don't worry, I'll go for it. I need a break. My arms are sore from carrying her around. There's no way I can handle her long term, alright? But don't do anything stupid, Giselle. I've got my eye on you. Still don't trust me? Oh, and turn on your terminal. You're not allowed to have it off. Yeah, I know. Mr. Giselle, that lady was so mean to you before. I'm scared. Don't worry, Cecilia. She's not a bad person. Mr. Giselle, can't I go see Mama? Can't I even say goodbye to her? Oh, we need to take you somewhere else first so you can be safe. As for your Mama, I'll tell you about her later. Let me think about it first. Is that okay, Cecilia? Oh, look at his face. He's so torn. Do you hear that? Hear what? Someone is singing. Let's see. Oh, you're right. Seems to be coming from that cotton candy cart. I'm surprised you could hear it with all that noise on the street. You have really good hearing, Cecilia. Because I've recognized that song. Mama taught it to me. Can't go off on my own, right? It's okay. We can't go over there. But I can get the cotton candy cart to come over here. Excuse me. Someone calling us? Hum hum hum. You really like that song, don't you? Hey, there really is someone hailing us. Let's head over there. If we can't get any info, let's at least make some money. Alrighty. Hello. Hello, little girl. Do you like some cotton candy? Yes. We'll get 2 or actually 3 sticks. This flavor, this one here, and then the swirl. Is that alright? So you getting some for me at Fiammetta too? That's cute. No problem. 3 sticks coming right up. What's the name of that song you were singing earlier? Mama taught me that same song, but never told me what it's called. Huh? Your mama taught you the song? Cotton candy. The cotton candy is coming out. Ah, I'm so very sorry. Just give me a moment. See, got surprised by the song. I wonder if the song is going to come from, like, the place that the father's from. Hold on, the compartment's about to overflow. Let me help you. Sorry. Your hat's caught. Uh-oh. She's a Sancta, or not a Sancta, she's a Sarkaz. It's a Sarkaz song. Wait, don't get the wrong idea. She's a Cabernet. Miss, your arms look just like Papa's. Are you also a Sarkaz? Put it back on. I'm Little Missy, you've got it all wrong. Sarkaz infiltrating Laterano. Are you also after Cecilia? What happened, Giselle? Miss Fiametta, this particular individual is a sarcasm. Let her go, she's just singing. There's another sentence that I dare not say. Guess we have no choice now that it's come to this. Oh, they are part. I didn't think they'd be involved. Huh. You got guts, I'll give you that. I wouldn't have assumed as much immediately. Good thing I'm not an executor. Like, I know they are against the sarcasm, but sarcasms aren't inherently evil. There are a lot of nice sarcasm people. You're trying to run. Not on my watch. I'll cover you, run. Interesting. A peril blocking an attack for sarcasm. Neither of you is getting away. He's, oh, you stay put. Don't you even think about... No funny business. I know. The terminal is on, Miss Fiametta. Just me. All I care about is ensuring Cecilia's safety. I'm gonna eat. Hi, Axe. How's it going? I gotta keep snacking and drinking lots of liquid to keep my throat from hurting from talking so goddamn much. I've been reading continuously for almost 2 hours now. I'm pretty proud of myself, and I'm not even losing my voice. I'm glad I took time to rest and heal. Trust me, all I care about is ensuring Cecilia's safety. Change the plans. You can't stay here. Take Cecilia to the Basilica right now. It's more dangerous for us to stay out in the open like this. True? ... Let's go, Cecilia. Aren't we going to the big statue? This is the wrong way. We're taking a little detour. What's a detour? It means we're going somewhere else right now. It's called a shortcut. Ecclesia Requietum. Oh, he's gonna bring... Dude, you can't do that, Enforcer. You gotta listen to them. A sarcasm. I love this song. It's called Drift. First got played in Arknights memoirs. You get to play it a lot in Walk in the Dust. I plan to ask Miss Fiametta for a favor after we reach the Basilica. To have a high-ranking executor look after her, the Pontifica cohorts to protect her. Confirm that Cecilia poses no threat to Laterano. Could Cecilia see her mother Fioria one more time before she's interred? But a sarcasm. Cecilia's father's a sarcasm, then she should also be a sarcasm. And yet she still has a halo. Might be dreaming. Well, Cecilia was nothing more than another exception. She is a sarcasm. How could a sarcasm with a halo be allowed to leave the Basilica? Even if the worst doesn't befall her, how would she ever be allowed to leave? Even if this gets me expelled from the notarial hall, I have to try. He's got a good heart. I must bring Cecilia to the Ecclesia Requietum, and at least let her say goodbye. It's heavy. But he has a good heart. You can't run. She's gaining on us. What do we do? What do we do? We can't shake her. Donk. Oh. Ah. Ooh, he dodged. She dodged. This is all my fault that Liberia is not going to let us get away. Run, I'll hold her off. But hurry. Stand back. Who's coming to their aid? And Andoin. You're not getting away again. Who's Andoin? Show yourself right now. Who is this man? And why is he the way he is? Truly cannot understand why His Holiness would adopt such a hands-off attitude towards the Astray. Can you tell me, Mostma, since the two of you are well acquainted? Not gonna talk about that with you. Fucking, look, they've both got shit-eating grins on their face. That's awfully petty of you. I managed to keep him from killing me, only for you to very nearly do me in. Hard to forget something like that. And that's the reason you always wear a hat in front of me. Doesn't it get uncomfortable? I've been a legata for this long already. It's just a hat. It's actually a hood. And as for you, you should probably let sleeping beasts lie. Do you resent me, Mostama? Laterano has always needed the Lateran Curia to keep things going, and that's always rubbed some people the wrong way, so I don't really care. I think we have a little misunderstanding. That few fallen angels remain in the church has nothing to do with the church itself, but rather the sanctum nature of these fallen angels. My attitude may be a bit peculiar, but do you not deem yourself an aberration? Considering the way you're talking to me, aren't you afraid I'll become one of those regular fallen angels? If that was a possibility, I wouldn't be talking to you in that way in the first place. Fine, let's talk business. When's Fiametta getting transferred? Nothing good's gonna come out of her sticking to me. Shouldn't you be asking her instead? Brought it up before, no good. And you think I'll have a better shot? Looks to me like the convenient part of power is that you get to ignore what other people want. That's a price to be paid. There's a price to be paid for that, so let's hear it. Why do you want Fiametta transferred? She said she was my escort. Are you guys not curious as to what needs escorting? Of course, there are some who think she's a warden or jailer to a fallen angel like me, and they don't know the first thing about Fiametta. I'm just the bait she's using to get at Andoin. I can pronounce names. Every time I start getting the ones that are being said right, suddenly they throw new ones in. I'm sure she'd be terribly hurt if she heard you say that. Alright, I'll try saying it another way. The bait is the lock and key I'm carrying on my back. And what's wrong with letting Fiametta do as she pleases? If she can get rid of Andoin, or even capture him and bring him to the Basilica, I'd be very pleased. Are you saying that even the two of you together can't catch Andoin? Not necessarily. As long as Andoin is still fixated on the lock and key, he can't escape. But, let me think. What if Andoin has already found another path? What really sucks is I've moved on. Nemuin has moved on. Maybe even Andoin has moved on, but Fiametta is still trapped in that rainy night 8 years ago. There's no way I could bring that up with Fiametta. It's times like these where I start to miss that good old empathy. Oh wait, Fiametta is a Libri anyway. Wouldn't do me any good. Fair. This conversation sure brings me back. What, are you here to share the wisdom of the one who has walked that path? If you'll allow me to exercise my authority as an elder, by all means. Do you remember what you said to me 8 years ago? I don't want to ruin the moment we're having, but... Sorry, Your Holiness, I can't say that I do. It was, no, I still have things to do and people to protect. Believe's impression of me is making my skin crawl. You weren't willing to let me choose for you, so why now do you need to choose for Fiametta? Each must find her own path. She must find it and then traverse it. Fel, this isn't my same answer to you. This is my same answer to you. Flashback? Nope. We're almost there, Cecilia. This is the cemetery. I'm sorry I'm so slow, Mystery Zell. The sun is about to go behind the mountain. You're doing a great job. Even though we can't use public transit, we're almost off the plate. If I were as strong as Miss Fiametta, you wouldn't have to work so hard. It's okay, actually. Mama took me out once and we went somewhere far, far away from home, just like here. But won't Miss Fiametta find out that we sneaked out here? If she's only looking for my terminal signal, then hopefully that will buy me a little bit of time. The important thing is that we're here. Is this where Mama went? Cecilia, I've been thinking about how to explain this to you for a long time. Feoria, your Mama is here, but she's also not. I have no way of letting you see your Mama again, but at least you'll be able to say goodbye to her here. Mystery Zell, I don't think I get what you're saying. She's here, but she's also not. Does that mean she went somewhere else? Where did she go? Let's head in first. Very pretty architecture. It's a very nice church. When my father passed away, he always hoped there would be nothing but smiles at his funeral, that we'd see no tears, but I believe what your esteemed father truly wished for was for you to not fall into grief over his passing. Whether through tears or laughter, if that is your way of sending him off, then I'm sure he will gladly accept your sentiments. Thank you, Signora Prioress. Allow me to accompany you around the flower fields aside. Mystery Zell, that lady also said that her father passed away. Yes, people who pass away all come here. People who are alive come to send them off, and after that they carry on the wishes of the person who passed away and continue on with life. And what about the people who passed away? What do? Maybe they're watching us from up high in the sky, so we won't be able to see them again because they went into the sky? Cecilia, this is for you. This is Mama's guardian gun. Yes. My Mama and Papa were both executors for the Notarial Hall. I didn't see them much when I was little, and it was my Nono who raised me? Nono really loved this gun, and he'd tell me stories about it. Oh, is that like Nana, but for males? Nono really loved his gun, and he'd tell me stories about his younger days every time he polished it. Told me about the battles he fought, his friends, how he met my Nona. Let me make sure I'm pronouncing this up right. It's Italian, right? I don't know very much Italian.
Nona.
Nona. Okay, I got that right. And then, so it is Nona.
Nano.
Nano. Okay. Just gotta get it right so that people can't scream at me for mispronouncing it. He told me about the battles he fought, his friends, how he met my Nona, and the embarrassing things my papa did as a kid. When I saw my Nano's gun, I would think back to the stories he told me. Later, my Nano passed away. I was only a little older than you are now. An executor from the notarial hall came and took away his guardian gun, just like how I was supposed to take away your mama's gun. Isel slowly crouches down and places Furia's gun in Cecilia's hand. She lowers her head and looks at her mother's patron firearm. Isel gently holds Cecilia's hand. Warm drops of water fall into the embossed floral pattern of the patron's firearm grip, collecting into a little pool in the young girl's palms. Mr. Isel, why am I crying? I watered the plants in the backyard every week, just like my Nano had taught me. When they blossomed, I was very happy and called for him to come and see. It was only when I called for him that I realized he wasn't there anymore. Never see my Nano again, or his gun. That is the last goodbye you'll ever say to someone. To say goodbye is to overcome death. But to be a goodbye, the living must move forward, while the dead stay behind. The goodbye is the longing that the living have for the dead. It is proof that the dead lived. God, that's heavy. Briar, and that is why we must say goodbye. His robes and wings look badass. Holy shit, that is badass as hell. Okay. That was the second part, right? Let me double check. Okay, it was. Good. Alright, now for number 4. There are 8 in total. I don't think we're gonna get through all of them in one sitting. Dot, 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 dot. You look horrible. Did you pull an all-nighter? He's back. I saw it. It couldn't have been anyone else. That light. It was Anduin's arts. Ah, so that's why you vanished in a puff of smoke yesterday afternoon. Came to you directly, though? He wasn't there for me. When I was bringing the mixed-blood girl back to the Basilica, I bumped into a Sarkaz. Sarkaz? Now of all times, and in broad daylight on the streets of Laterano, too. That's right, I went after the Sarkaz and told Isel to take the girl back to the Basilica. I chased the Sarkaz all the way. Hey, it's 12:08! It's Mostamu's birthday! Let's fucking go, dude. Happy birthday. She has carried me through so much shit. It's ridiculous. We most definitely won't be. Yeah, we probably won't. We'll see. I might, instead of doing the 3D modeling stream tomorrow, finish this tomorrow, or I'll finish it the day after. Because I do kind of want to 3D model stuff tomorrow. That sounds like fun. Chased the Sarkaz all the way to the edge of Pegasus Faber, but Anduin covered her with his arts and she got away. As for Isel, I thought he'd have made it to the Basilica by the evening, but he never made it. This is his terminal. It was stuck to the bottom of a vehicle transporting envoys. Our trainee kids are good enough actor to fool you? According to the Arknight wiki, Lemuel's story can be found in Mostamu's voice record and Fiametta's trust archives. Cool. So I will look at those. Our trainee's kid's a good enough actor to fool you? I thought he was acting, though it's true that I don't understand why he did it. Maybe Anduin kidnapped him too. Fiametta, I think you really ought to calm down a little. I'm calm. I'm calmer than I've ever been in the last 8 years. He definitely has something to do with the event, but none of you ever told me what happened the day after I left. It was a simple mop-up mission, and it went so much better than we expected. All I did was answer a call for backup. I left the rest of you for 4 hours. By the time I got back to the ruins, it was all too late. I've already told you everything I could. What exactly did he get from the lock and key that gave him the nerve to do that to Lemuel? So he fucked up Lemuel. I would tell you if I could, but I don't know myself. Fiametta, this is Laterano, the Lateran Basilica. We aren't running around ruins in the wilds of Kazdel anymore. It wasn't Kazdel, I was right. The way that they're wording it makes me think this Andoane guy wanted the black lock and white key. Tried to take it or something, I don't know. And injured, like, almost murdered, injured Lemuel. And Mostema probably had to fight him. And by either because she harmed another Sancta, which I'm assuming he's a Sancta, or because she used the black lock and white key, she became a fallen angel. It's gotta be one of those two things. You need to get some rest, Fiametta. How about I help you apply for some leave? If you don't use your annual leave, it just expires. Are you serious? The conference is in 2 days, and Andoane brought a Sarkaz here to Laterano to kidnap a mixed-blood Sancta girl. He might have even attacked an executor. Either that, or this Andoane guy isn't the Sancta, and he's actually the father. But he had, like, glowing golden shields arts. That sounds Sancta. That doesn't sound Sarkaz. I let my guard down this time. The Sarkaz clearly knew her way around Pega's Faber. They must have infiltrated Laterano a long time ago. What is that maniac planning this time? I'm serious. Calm down. You gotta take care of yourself, Fiametta. God, every character in this event makes me want to give them a fucking hug. I feel so bad for all of them. Cecilia lost her mom and she's just sad and lost. And Mostema and Fiametta all feel guilt. And Lemuel's crippled and also feels guilt and feels guilt over them feeling guilt. And Enforcer feels guilt and he feels terrible because of what's going on there. And then Paisha is like feeling conflicted. God, so sad. Such a sad event. In any case, Laterano is really not in as much danger as you think. Andoane's just a Sancta, so he is a Sancta. He's not a monster with 6 eyes and 4 arms. If you really want to take him on, go lie down for 2 hours. We'll talk to Lemuel after that. Looks like you're not completely out of it just yet. Gotta take care of each other if you're not gonna take care of yourselves. Did you get enough rest last night? I'm very well rested. Thank you for taking us in, Senior. The Ecclesia Requietum's doors are always open as long as you don't find it too depressing. After all, both the living and the dead visit this place. Given the circumstances, we're fortunate enough to have a roof over our heads. Speaking of which, where's Cecilia? The girl you brought with you? The sisters told me that she slept very well last night. She must have been exhausted. She's had a long day. Mr. Ezel, Mr. Fryer, good morning. She looks a little better. Good morning, Cecilia. You're full of energy today. She looks so ragged. I like her outfit. It's like a shawl. It reminds me of the outfits that you see people in the like wastelands and around Sarkaz wear. It makes me think of the outfits that you see like in Granny and the Knight's Treasure, and that you see the wandering people wearing at the beginning of Under Tides. That's what it's reminding me of. I asked Mr. Fryer to help me with something. He told me that there is a ceremony for the family of the dead to say their goodbyes. I want to say goodbye to Mama. We will hold a funeral for Miss Fioria. I see, a funeral. It's both a way to pay the dead our respects and for us to find closure. I'll help you, Cecilia. Allow me to thank you again, Senior. No, not at all. It was my honor, actually. I have a feeling he's involved. He's probably going to be involved with the people who want to get her out. There's nothing more beautiful than finding the courage to take that step forward. She's still young, and already she's saying farewell to a loved one. Not many grown men can handle this journey she's about to take. May I come in? Oh, it's you at last. Please, come in. She's here. Yep. Fucking called it. Question mark, exclamation point. It's that singing cotton candy lady. You. Put your gun down. This is a heartfelt reunion. It is no different from the countless emotional meetings that have taken place across the land. I knew it. It's you. Cotton candy lady. I didn't get to talk to you yesterday. I actually really wanted to, but I don't know why everyone started to fight. Your horns look just like Papa's, so pretty. I wish I had horns like Papa too, I'm jealous. Really? But your halo is very pretty. So bright that I sometimes can't sleep at night. Helps me read storybooks, though. Cotton Candy Lady, are you from the same place as Papa? Why can't Papa live in the city? Why aren't there other Sarkaz in Laterano? Oh, my name is Cecilia. Hello, Cecilia. Call me Rosalia. Rosella. Friar, why is there a Sarkaz here? No Sarkaz have ever been allowed to set foot in our holy Lateran city. But then, what is Cecilia? Let's go. Give them some peace. What are you people trying to accomplish? We're only seeking our path forward. I knew he was involved. To some degree. He had to be. Good morning, guide. Salutations, guide. May God bless you and keep you, guide. They call you their guide? I don't presume to be any sort of guide or leader. You may call me by my name, Andoane. Yo, what the fuck? Didn't see that coming. If being a leader helps my brothers and sisters feel at ease and points them in a direction, then I'm willing to serve as their guide, that's all. So he's twisted. This is giving me, like... This is very much reminding me of the pastor in the Undertides. The speaker? That's what it's reminding me of. I think he was a friar as well. I can't remember what his title was. It wasn't Duke. Oh, that's all it is. I know what you're thinking. The mastermind of a heretical cult lurking in the shadows of Laterano to lead its citizens astray. A man plotting a shocking conspiracy during this important conference that the city spent so much time to prepare? No, we wish only to throw open the doors to those who are rejected, harmed, insulted, and desecrated. The Ecclesia Requietum will open its doors to them all. But both you and I are angels. They are not. The sacred cathedrals and churches of the Sancta have no place for them. Look at this old man. The Ursus hammering away at the coffin. He lost his family, his friends, his lands, and his home during the war. What does he have to rely on, to believe in? Where can he find comfort and salvation? After a long journey, he made his way here to Laterano, the land of peace and radiance he heard about from passing travelers. But what did this place offer him? How did the glorious Lateran city treat this foreigner who had long been a toy of fate's cruelty? See the Capernaum woman watering the herbs? She was branded a whore and a blasphemer for offending a noble, only barely escaping her home when it was set alight. All she wanted was peace and quiet, or fate would allow her a bit of luxury, a brief moment of leisure and joy every now and then. Do you think the saints in the basilica will think her their sister? To these men and women, our glorious Lateran citizens, might perhaps offer them a sympathetic smile, perhaps even passionately hear their woes, maybe even open up their wallets to show their kindness and virtue. Yet to the Sancta, all of this will always be somebody else's problem. As for the Sarkaz, the cursed devils, the crafty devils, the devils have never had a choice. I'm pretty sure calling them devils is like... it's not technically a slur, because it's either devils isn't technically a slur or demon isn't technically a slur. I think calling them devils is like a derogatory way to refer to them, but calling them demons is like the equivalent of the N-word. I'm pretty sure. I remember reading some part of Arknights lore where it was like that, because aren't like demons a legitimate evil force that people have to fight, and like the Ursus Emperor Blades harness some of the demon's energy, and the fucking Patriot and the Wendigo Squadron like battled off the demons in the north or something like that? I'm remembering some of this, but I don't know how accurate my memory of these situations are. Our hatred of them has lasted thousands of years. For as long as history books go back, the Sancta and the Sarkaz have been slaughtering one another. True. The origin of this conflict is long gone. Our mutual hatred has become common sense. Father and son slay father and son. Sisters murder sisters. The Sarkaz attack Sancta caravans for sport, while the Sancta shoot Sarkaz enemies through their chest with greatest pride. We are only ever concerned with how we see them, and yet we are never interested in how they see us. Vengeance for vengeance grew into custom, and these customs eventually became tradition. If you're willing to spend the night with them under the same roof, you'll find that their joys and sorrows are no different from ours. He's probably just straight up against the church, and that's probably why he wanted the black and white key. But if you are willing to spend the night with them under the same roof, you'll find... But he probably has ulterior motives. He probably isn't just, oh, I care about everybody. He probably, like, is power hungry or something. They rejoice when reunited. They weep when one passes. They tease their friends, and they grow bashful when they fall in love. Some of them love drink. Others love song. Some of them even choose to dedicate their lives to their faith. How are they any different from us? In Laterano, even the most devout Liberi, friars who carefully follow the church's teachings, who dutifully carry out their task in each ceremony, even those who are made saints and created cardinals, the church has never truly accepted them. The Liberi are only there to lend a helping hand. They are tools to be used in the church's day-to-day affairs. They don't have halos, which means they aren't chosen, they aren't sancta. Laterano is a place of peace and beauty, a place full of joy and laughter, but only we are deserving of disgrace. What you're saying is apostasy. Now, Executor, let me ask you, why? Why are the sancta the only ones allowed happiness? You know who Cecilia is. We've known for years she's the child of a sancta and a sarcas. If grace actually existed, she would be it. So you're trying to kidnap Cecilia now because of the conference? We are not concerned with the conference at all. We came to take Cecilia now because as a child she should be by her mother's side. As soon as we are done with what we came here for, we will leave Laterano. What are you trying to accomplish? You seem very tense. First things first, we must hold a funeral for Cecilia's mother. Do you see the place ahead with all the flowers? That's what the gravesite is. Tomorrow, that's where Feoria will be buried. If all are equal when they pass, then so should they be when they live. He has a point, but I feel like he's got ulterior motives. It's kind of one of those situations where, yes, they're wrong, but it's not ill intent. As concerned with these guys are right, but they do harbor ill intent. Like, the church doesn't mean harm, but the way they go about it causes it. Come out. Hello, sir. Cool robes. Executor Federico. Your Excellency, if I may ask, did you provide the Sarkaz with a path to infiltrate Laterana? If indeed you did, I would be required to take you into the relevant tribunal of the Lateran Curia for questioning. Must we make things so difficult between us? I suggest you cooperate with the Notarial Hall. Should you resist arrest, regulations stipulate that I can and will temporarily suspend your rights as a Lateran citizen. That would let him kill him. How exactly do you explain this encounter of ours with canon laws and teachings? Should we interpret it as a test, or does it mean we have lost our way? Or perhaps losing our way is part of the test? It is clear that you are resisting arrest. Fortunately, this encounter will not be resolved peacefully. One fight later. Trying to keep my mouse behind my shoulder so you guys don't see it. Tell me more. Oh, be careful with the candle. Don't get burnt. Can't mess up the shape. It won't look pretty. I need to make it look nicer for Mama. Alright, I've told you a lot already. It's all boring adventures in the same old day-to-day life. As for Kazdil in the legends, it's kind of embarrassing to say, but none of us have ever been. Kazdil is to the Sarkaz, like what Laterano is to the Sancta, right? Pretty much, actually. Kazdil is like what all Sarkaz strived to want, but like disaster kind of fucking ruined it, and all the Sarkaz are nomadic, warring, constantly battling, piss poor people struggling with daily life. It's the Sarkaz homeland. Everyone's got to be very happy there. Our cotton candy food trucks. There are cotton candy food trucks, right? Candy stores too. There are lots of happy Sarkaz on the streets, and all of them saying hi to each other. About that. Maybe. Could be like that one day. Why don't we talk about you instead, Cecilia? What are your Papa and Mama like? I don't actually know. I haven't seen Papa that many times. Every time we went to see him, Mama did a lot of work to prepare, and we always left at night. We walked very far to the forest. We met him in the forest, and he wore a big cape, like he hurried to us from somewhere far away. I don't actually remember what he looks like very well, but I remember his horns. They're black and straight, and they twinkle bright under the moonlight. Aww. He took me by the hand and walked around the forest. He told me the names of the trees and how old they were. It's very quiet at night outside the city. You don't even hear fowl beasts. but I was never scared. He grabbed my hand so tight it kinda hurt, but I didn't say anything. Every time we saw each other, he looked like he was even happier than I was, and he also looked a little nervous. So sad. Mom and the dad and Cecilia. When I got tired, Mom would carry me on her back and take me home. When I looked back, Papa would be there under the big tree. He kept looking at us. Even after we got very far away, he would still stand there. Your Mama and Papa are both wonderful people. Mama's amazing. She knows how to do everything. Look, this is Mama's guardian gun. Isel gave it to me. Mama said that Papa couldn't beat her in a fight if he tried. She always let Papa win. But I know Papa's really amazing too. Cecilia, when I say wonderful, it probably doesn't mean the same thing as what you mean by amazing. Really? I'm sure Papa and Mama are both wonderful and amazing. Mama never really told me how she met Papa though. Every time I asked her, she would start talking about something else. Why didn't she want to tell me? When you're still a kid, there are a lot of other more important things. You like watching tea brew? When I was your age, I loved looking at brewing tea. The water would get darker and darker by the second. Rosella, the way you're talking about something else now is just like Mama. I may look like I don't know a lot, but actually I know a little. I ran all around the city yesterday, but I didn't see any Sarkaz besides you. Sarkaz aren't supposed to come to Laterano, are they? That's why Papa and Mama shouldn't be together. I mean, there's somebody who doesn't want him to be with Mama, right? No, there's no such thing as two people who shouldn't be together. All this will change, and it won't be too long from now. It will happen. Love isn't a crime. I understand. That's why we are here. And when that day comes, can I walk around Laterano all I want? Of course. I won't have to hide in my room anymore. I can visit all the candy stores in Laterano one at a time. Just once, you can go as many times as you want. Wow. I want that day to come soon. I want to grow up soon. Maybe if you grow up soon, it'll just... No, Cecilia, there's no hurry. When I was your age, I also thought that growing up would solve everything. But when I finally grew up... True! Jesus, that is so heavy and true. Jesus, growing up solves fucking nothing. God, what happened when I grew up? I got in debt and went blind. Growing up is very, very, very tough, Cecilia, and it will be even harder for you. The burden that you'll carry on your shoulders... No, never mind, you're still a kid. Let's not think about that. Even though everyone grows up? Right. We don't have a choice but to grow up. Yep. Just gotta accept it. Rosella, who has been smiling the entire time, suddenly seems somewhat lonely all of a sudden. She looks out to the chapel's window at the graveyard outside. It's full of blooming flowers, and in the distance, the tall statue in the center of Lateran City makes a faint impression. She starts humming a song, sorrowful, but with a hint of hope. That's the song. You hummed it yesterday, too. When Mama taught me that song, she said she didn't know the words anymore, so she always just sang it with la-la-las. But I didn't like how it sounded. But I really... I didn't. But I really like how it sounds. What is the song actually about? This is a Sarkaz song. It's about a hero who's about to go on a journey to do something really amazing. And that's why everyone sang the song, to say their goodbyes and send him on his way, hoping he'll come back safely. The hero of the song is going somewhere far away to fulfill his dreams. Maybe a long, long journey, but he will certainly... Certainly... Is this a... Okay, so a little bit about the background of Arknights that I do know is there was a dude who, like, traveled, like, the entire land and battled back demons. I wonder if this song is involved with that guy. Because that'd be cool to twist all of that in with this. Mr. Zell, I keep saying Master. Mr. Fryer, what are you chatting about? Good day, guide. Nothing important. Just old stories about the Sarkaz and a few trivial topics. I'm having fun. Never talked to someone so long. Mr. Zell, did you pick these flowers? Yes. I thought we could extract the flower's fragrance. Give the candles a little scent. Fragrance can help guide the departed in the right direction. That's so nice. Thanks, Mr. Zell. Actually, I'm a little scared. When I say goodbye to Mama at the funeral, that's going to be the last goodbye, right? Does that really mean I can't see her anymore? Not even on holidays? Not even once in a long while like Papa? Even if I just wanted to pet my... Oh. God, don't make me cry. There's still a story about an angel and a burden beast that she hasn't finished telling me. Cecilia. It's nice the last time, Cecilia. I'll stay with you in your mama's room tonight, okay? All of us will be there. You won't be alone. Sarkaz watching over sank the child and her mother. Candlelight may be feeble, but it too can light up the path to the other side. Man, I really want to give her a hug. She's just a kid. MUN, we're here to see you. We brought you some dessert. Fruit tart, a swipe from the basilica. Welcome. By the way, that cactus looks disgusting. That's our girl MUN, you've got fine eyes. You two really miss me that much that you have to visit every day? We could come see you every hour if that's what you want. Trying to curry favor, are you, Mostama? And Euphemia, it's a terrible smile if I've ever seen one. Something happened? It's Anduin. You ran into him. She looks worried. We encountered a Sarkaz who had infiltrated Laterano, and when I was chasing her, I saw his originum arts firsthand. I see. It's good that you aren't hurt. MUN, are you sure you're okay here? This is a normal hospital. If he's paid me a visit already. What did you just... A silence descends upon the room. That's the person who visited at the beginning. That's the guy who left the purple flowers. Lemuel looks at the flowers on the table. The way you two talk about him is like you're talking about a picnic you had over the weekend. Lemuel, I'm not mad about you. But whenever we talk about him, you and Mosma too, each and every time, whenever I bring it up, you two always have that same look. Whenever I see that expression on your faces, it makes me think maybe it wasn't him who went crazy that day. That I lost my mind. We felt it is all. You sank the hive mind again? Fine, you felt what he felt. Why did you point your gun at him then? That has nothing to do with this. It didn't matter how out of it he was. I couldn't let him take the lock and key. What about after that? You fell because of him. Does that not bother you? MUN, it was his arts that put you in this hospital. We're finding out. You fell into a coma for 5 whole years. Does that not bother you? Fiametta, trust me, I'm on your side. It's just that I could really feel... I don't want to hear that word anymore. Do you think I'm mad about this for no good reason? Of course not. I understand. She has a very clean halo and wings. Lemuel does. Right, of course. All of you understand. I'm the only one who doesn't. Hey, Fiametta. She can't chase after. She's in a wheelchair. Damn. Poor Lemuel. Catch up to her, Mostama. Fiametta. Shimmering Vigil. You want me to bash your face in? Listen to me. I've got something to say to you, Mostama. Oh, she's angry. I'm done with you stinking Sancta already. Your empathy, the way you understand each other. I don't want to hear any of it. Did these halos fry your angel brains? You and Lemuel almost died in those ruins. Why aren't you angry? Why aren't you mad? Why am I the only one who's mad? Don't give me that arrogant smile and that nothing matters attitude. You had to leave Laterano and drift all across the world, bum out in the boonies. Whose fault do you think that is? Followed you all the way to Victoria. I followed you all the way to Victoria, to Lathanian, Sargon, Yan. She genuinely cares. What do you think that was for? You, Lemuel, and Anduin, our team. There was a time when we trusted each other. What kind of God Almighty reason does he have anyways? What gave him the right to betray our trust? And what gave you two the right to understand him? Why should I have to understand him? Do you know how much I missed those days? All those times we finished the mission after all those close calls? All those times Lemuel took us out to drinks? All those times we tried out a new dessert shop? Even those times he fixed our reports. What gave him the right to ruin it all? Those days mean a lot to me. God damn it! I keep saying it. I'm repeating myself. I want to give every single one of these poor motherfuckers a hug. They need it. Like, just hug her, Mostama. She needs it. B. Lateran irises. You guys are being watched. They grow only in the Central Guardian of Saint Marcel, the Sunset Chapel, and the Ecclesia Requietum in Stivonis. the flowers, the purple flowers that were left for her. Yeah. Come on, we'll go together. You're my warden, better make sure I'm not hurt on the job. That's so heartfelt. Aww. They pieced it together. So, what I'm sure in the second half we'll find out why Anduin did what he did. But they were all part of a team. They all worked together. Fiametta left for just a couple hours. Anduin tried to take the white lock, or the black lock and white key, for a reason that they understood because of empathy. But they still couldn't let him do it. In turn, he turned on them and injured, I'm surprised he's not a fallen then. Unless maybe he was acting in the church's will, which is why he didn't get in trouble for it, and that's why he's against the church. But Lemuel got injured horribly. And Mostama had to turn her gun on Anduin and ended up taking the black lock and white key to keep him from doing whatever he planned to do with it. And he probably never meant to hurt them, but they couldn't let him do what he wanted to do because what he wanted to do is probably heresy, if I had to guess. This event's already so good. It's already so good. I love the music too. I need to do my weekly rewards. What was I going to check? There's something I wanted to check. I can't look into the trust report of Fiametta yet because she's only trust 43. So that'll have to be something I do at a later time. But I have been going through the story for 2.5 hours. We are halfway through the story. Exact. So I probably should stop here. Because, oof, I love how long these things are. Like I was saying, it's like a big movie. You could spend 6 hours kicking back, listening to the soundtrack, and going through these stories. Just reading them at your leisure. I usually end up splitting it between 2 days like this. God, this one's so sad. But like wholesome. Like a really wholesome one so far. Fiametta and Mostama and Lemuel and their connection. Poor Cecilia. I feel so bad for her. And Enforcer too. It's just a lot of sad. I want Cecilia to be with her papa because her father and mother loved her a lot and loved each other a lot. I have a feeling, I kind of feel like Anduin is going to end up revealing an ulterior motive, and that's when everyone's going to band together to fight against him. I don't know. We'll see. I'm looking too far into it, but God, I was getting worried that if I ended the stream on the halfway point, I wouldn't have any information about what's going on in the past with Mostama and Fiametta and Lemuel. I wonder if we will eventually get Lemuel as an operator. I'd like that. We'll see what happens farther down. I doubt she'll die. But, yeah. God, I love the feeling that I get whenever I go through one of these stories. It's like I just watched a movie. Because everything's buzzing in my head. It's so good. The storytelling in this game and the character design and the world building, it is so good. Like you said, it's pretty much a visual novel, exactly. And 80% of Arknights characters are just broken. But it's like good broken. I love broken characters in fiction. They are my favorite. If done right and not artificial, a broken character can be an entire story by themselves. So good. One of the best examples of a broken character that got me to love broken characters is actually House from House MD. I loved that show. Every character in that show was human. Same with Arcane. Arcane did a good job at making sure no one was just right. everyone had flaws like normal humans do, but everyone had a reason. No one was mindless and stupid and poorly written. God, this game is so good. What did you miss? Not much. Well, the story. That's what we were doing, and that's pretty much all we had planned to do. So I guess that makes the stream only a part 1, huh? Let me change the name. Part 1. There we go. Cool. Change the title. Yeah, we'll probably pick this up either tomorrow or the day after. I want to finish the story now. God, it's so good. All these characters are so good. Oh, I feel so much better. I've streamed this. Losing my FIA pull sucked. God, it's hard to stay mad when the game treats you right. It's just YouTube that's a dick. The music, man. But that's probably where I'm going to end the stream. Nice 2.5 hour stream. I'm starting to feel my voice get coarse, which means this is like the edge of how much I can push my voice in a day. So about 2 hours and 40 minutes of continual reading. That's pretty damn good. That's so much better than like the 20-minute video I tried recording like 2 weeks ago of Legends of Runeterra, where afterwards I couldn't stop coughing. I didn't cough once. I'm just realizing that. That's progress, baby. You love to see it. Personal growth. No Guilty Gear this week? Not this week. I have a lot of stuff planned for this week. Next week, I'm most likely going to be playing some Guilty Gear, though. There's a whole bunch of different stuff that I want to try streaming. Now that I'm finally back, when I wasn't streaming, I had a whole bunch of ideas for what I can do for streams, and I want to give them a try. So, it's going to be a little bit more sporadic for this first week or two, and then it'll slowly settle into routine based on how that goes. There we go. Because we'll see. We'll see how much I enjoy 3D modeling tomorrow. We're going to be building a dice tower. We're going to design it. We're going to make it. And then I'm going to get it printed. And once I get it printed, I'll probably make a video showing it off. Like, believe it or not, running around in the real world, in the real world, I cover myself head to toe. So doing like stuff in like I did a Gunpla stream a long time ago where I built a Gundam. I want to do that. I have a whole bunch of them saved up. And yeah, my Sunday stream might change. I was thinking of potentially giving IS2 and Arknights another try. But probably not. We will see. We'll see how things are going when that time comes around. I might end up playing Guilty Gear that day, or we'll see. Subject to change. As long as I'm not a professional streamer, my streams are always going to be subject to change. I am at the will of the real world. But, God, it's nice to be back. Thank you guys for watching and hanging out. I love the story so far. I'm so happy with it. I have yet to be disappointed with an Arknights story. That's how good it's been. But I'm gonna rest my voice, finish the food that I didn't finish before streaming. Probably just relax a little bit before I have to work tomorrow, and then I'll be back after. So, thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.